And here we go. News Live. I'm Tyler Finger. Thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. We have a lot to get to this afternoon, but remember, we are live streaming on all of our social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So join us in the comments. This is an interactive news conversation. So if you have any questions or you want something answered about what we're talking about, join us in there. We'll try to let you know what's happening or give you an update, maybe based off your questioning. But I want to get to some breaking news we're following, and this is in Henry County. Skyfox 5. That's a different picture we're looking at. I want to see if we can go to our chopper shot real quick. Skyfox 5 is flying in Henry County over a police scene. We know that according to the Henry County Police Department that East Atlanta Road north of Thurman Road is currently closed due to an active law enforcement presence. They're telling people to avoid the area. According to our assignment desk, it does appear that they are staging at a church. It's unclear exactly what's going on right now, but as you're looking at live pictures from Skyfox 5, you can see what appears to be a police command post there set up. You can see what appears to be at least a dozen police units on scene right now. Again, it's unclear, but they have closed off a big portion of East Atlanta Road due to an active law enforcement presence. We're working to gather more details, and we're obviously sending a crew to the scene on the ground as well to get you any updates. As soon as we get more information, we'll bring it to you right here on Fox 5 News Live. I also want to go to more breaking news. This one has to do with these deadly wildfires in Colorado and out west. We just learned within the last little bit that the identities of the 3 wildland firefighters who were killed battling that fast-moving wildfire in the Utah-Colorado area, and they're being remembered today. And we just learned one of them is from our region. The U.S. Forest Service just identified them. 27-year-old Sydney Watson of Warrior, Alabama. That's just north of Birmingham. They died alongside 2 other firefighters on Saturday. Officials say the crew was assigned to a specialized heli-tac team, which uses helicopters to reach remote areas and stop new fires before they grow out of control. Investigators say the 5-member crew was overrun by flames and deployed emergency fire shelters in an attempt to survive. 3 firefighters died while 2 others suffered burns. And this tragedy comes as wildfires continue to rage across the West, where thousands of firefighters are now battling more than 24 large fires. And with 3 wildland firefighters being killed, this obviously brings back some memories to the Yarnell Hill fire, which was in Prescott, Arizona those years ago, where a number of wildland firefighters were killed. They're known as the hot shots, where they were overrun by flames. And so we're now dealing with a similar situation. 3 wildland firefighters were killed over the weekend. And again, one of them we just learned within the last little bit is from our region, just to the state next to us in Alabama, Warrior, Alabama to be specific. For people not familiar, that is just north of the Birmingham area. This is just breaking within the last little bit, and we just wanted to make sure we could let you know the details there. The story that many people are going to be talking about today here in our area is certainly the weather. I want to take you live outside right now. So if you've stepped outside today, it didn't take long to feel it. It is hot. The humidity is climbing, and this could just be the beginning of a stretch of some of the hottest weather we've seen so far this year. With the 4th of July holiday just days away, a lot of people are making outdoor plans. So the big question is, will the heat let up, or are we in for a long and steamy holiday week? In just a few minutes, we are going to check in with Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Greg Majeski, so you're going to want to stick around for that to get the update on what you can expect for the week ahead with this weather, because it is not friendly outside, certainly hot, and certainly the type of weather you'll just be feeling, especially with the heat advisory that we are dealing with right now. We'll get a check of the forecast in just a little bit. But I want to get you caught up on one of our big stories we've been following today, and that has to do with that 6-year-old who was in Clayton County who's been missing. He's nonverbal. Well, today we learned that his body was found in a pond. I want to hear from officials in Clayton County who held a news conference within the last hour or so, and I want you to listen in with me as we hear what they had to say about the investigation.
Good afternoon. I'm Major Frank Thomas, Clayton County Police Department. As y'all know, we started an investigation yesterday in reference to Ramon Jett, RJ, went missing from the residence he was staying at with his family. Clayton County Police, along with our numerous partners, Clayton County Fire and Emergency Services, Clayton County Sheriff's Office, Spalding County Sheriff's Office, Fayette County Sheriff's Office, City of Jonesboro, City of Morrow, and numerous civilians went searching for RJ. We employed drones, helicopters, dive teams in order to find him. Being said he was autistic, we had some struggles. He also had a little bit of time from the time that they noticed him missing to the time that we were able to be on scene. We worked last night till a little after midnight with the help of DNR as well. They were able to come out with a boat and help us, but we had to call it off last night due to the darkness and not being able to find anything at the time. We resumed this morning again at promptly at 6 a.m. At approximately 9:12, we had a visual sighting in the pond, which we were afraid of. At 9:20, we confirmed it was RJ, and then removed him from said pond, unfortunately. We're deeply heartbroken about it. We don't like to see that, but we did the best we could and try to bring him back to his family.
How far is this pond from the location where he went missing?
I'd say probably about 125 yards, maybe.
Now, you said you guys received the call that he was missing a little later. Can you tell us the timeline of when that was?
From my understanding, the timeline, he went missing around 12, and I think around 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when we were notified. I think, the family was doing their due diligence search, trying to find him first, and then notifying us immediately.
You guys had a lot of resources out there. I mean, we know it wasn't just Clayton County. I think we saw some Jonesboro, Riverdale. Can you talk a little bit more about those resources and the importance of having all of that?
Oh, absolutely. It's very important to us as an agency and as a county to use everything we can, and the ones that want to come help us. Outlying County, Spalding County, Fayette County, they came to Clayton to help us. They had, bloodhound dogs that we don't have, but they were willing to bring their resources. Actually, Troop County was on the way with a different resource this morning to help us. And it's vital for the community. It's what we have to do, and just as well, Clayton County will volunteer our resources to our neighboring counties and cities to help them in times of need.
In addition to the support from other police departments, there's been so much support from the community. This story has really touched a lot of people's hearts. What did it mean to you as a department to see such an outpouring, and I'm sure lots of tips as well? Oh,
absolutely. There was a lot of citizens coming up helping. They were bringing the officers water, trying to keep them hydrated as well so they can keep on searching. It means a lot to us. The police department and law enforcement is just an extension of the community, because we all live in the communities as well, so we're glad to be out there with our fellow citizens.
You mentioned the water, but it's an incredibly hot day, and
Yes.
what would the efforts done to keep the rescue crew safe and productive?
Try to keep them in the shade as much as we can and hydrate. We try to feed them as much water. We had the Clayton County Fire and Emergency Services air light truck out there yesterday, just giving guys bottles of water, Gatorade, anything to keep them hydrated.
How important is it, especially when we're dealing with a child that's autistic and nonverbal, I think maybe to call you guys right away, to get your resources out there?
I would have preferred that families call us immediately, because the sooner you call us, it takes us just a little bit of time to get our resources out there, but the sooner the better. We always want a happy outcome. Don't always get that, but that's what we would like.
A couple questions just to ask is, do you expect any charges from this?
No.
And is there an official autopsy being done on the body? Do you have a cause of death?
So we don't have a cause of death yet. Clayton County Medical Examiner came out, and they were transferring RJ to the GBI crime lab.
Is there an ongoing criminal investigation then?
I can't say at this time.
I know that you guys were out yesterday, looking around the water. You may have this answer, you may not. You guys moved the body and pulled it up later on.
So what led us to the water yesterday was the bloodhounds from Fayette County. They led us to that water line. We went out there, put our dive team in, but of course I think we started that, it was 8-something at night, and it was getting dark pretty quick, and that's when DNR came out and started to help us drag the bottom of the pond. to hopefully locate something. Then this morning is when we found him, and it was a little ways away from where we were initially dragging and where the bloodhounds took us.
Was he submerged completely? Like what
No.
He was floating?
Yes.
I mean, I know that this isn't the ideal outcome, but at least to provide some closure.
Absolutely. It provided closure for the family.
Without discussing the criminal investigation or whatever investigation may be going on, to what extent was this preventable?
A lot of things.
Situations like this.
Well, this not being RJ's regular residence, according to the mom, at their residence, they have other safety measures in place. You know, higher locks versus the standard, normal door handle we all have. She said they actually have higher locks on their doors, which keeps this from happening. So it is preventable. Sometimes just watching them a little bit closer is preventable.
How hard was this for your team being out there and obviously dealing with the child that's a little more sensitive?
It was difficult for our team. We do have the resources taking care of them right now. We do peer support. We have our chaplains here to take care of them, to give them any help they need. But it weighs on everybody. Most officers are parents, even grandparents like myself. So, we have kids.
Have you talked to the family about what kind of person RJ was?
Hold on a second. I couldn't hear you for that.
Have you talked to the family about what kind of person RJ was?
I didn't get into too much detail with Mom.
And just if you could go over it again, you talked about the boat back in the water this morning at 6 o'clock. Who exactly was it? Clinton County Police on the boat or DNR?
We didn't put the boat back in this morning. I was in contact with DNR about maybe possibly bringing it back out. We put the divers in first. They were actually doing a shore search, looking again, and they saw an object, and the drone unit came in, flew above the object, and was able to identify from there. And then the dive team went in, swam to where it was, brought him back to shore. All right. Thank y'all.
And that was the news conference that was held today in Clayton County just about an hour ago regarding 6-year-old Ramon Jett, who had been missing since yesterday. He is nonverbal. A sad discovery today. He was found in a pond. Our Annie Mapp is working that story. If you were listening closely, you could actually hear her asking questions during that news conference, and we will be checking in with her throughout the afternoon right here on Fox 5 News Live. And I want to go back to that breaking news we're following out of Henry County right now. Sky Fox 5 still flying live over the scene. You're looking at a massive police response there regarding an investigation that's going on that they have actually shut down part of East Atlanta Road due to a law enforcement operation. We know that SWAT is on scene. I want to check in with our assignment manager, Tanya Mendoza. She's standing by live with the very latest on this and the other stories we're working on. Tanya, good afternoon.
That's right. Our chopper is over that scene right now in Henry County. And let me just talk to you about how this all came to be. We found out about this story because of a Facebook page post from the Henry County Police Department. It's right here. They have they said there's a traffic alert in the area saying East Atlanta Road and north of Thurman Road was closed and to avoid the area. Well, since then, we've been calling them and emailing. Finally, I just got an update. Basically, they're saying just before 9 a.m., and I'm going to read straight from it, Tyler. Henry County Police responded to a domestic incident located in the 100 block of Great Oaks Bridge in Stockbridge. Upon officers arriving, it was discovered an occupant of the residence was possibly armed and would not come out of the home. Henry County Police have since surrounded the home and secured the area around the home. Negotiators are currently working on safely getting the subject out. We are asking for the public to avoid the area at this time. When more information is available, it will be provided. It also appears that the police department has a staging area next to that home in a neighborhood next to the home at the Lighthouse Community Church there. It looks like that's where they're staging. We'll have the latest on that story as soon as we get more information. I did go ahead and move Angelique Proctor to that area. So if she gets there on the ground, she'll have a live report for you as well, Tyler.
Well, obviously, we'll take that as soon as we can. I hear Chopper talking to you. Do you need to let them know something so they can get out of there before you let us know some of the other stories you're working on?
Hey, hey, Chopper. Give us about 5 more minutes, and then you can head out.
Yeah, so this is obviously a live show. Chopper is flying high, so that I could hear them talking to you in the background. We want to make sure we keep our Chopper team up to date so that we can bring you these live pictures. And so we will obviously be monitoring this throughout the afternoon.
Thank you.
So let's talk about another story, this one regarding the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about this quickly. Ray Yedena is following up. You know, the FBI has been updating throughout the World Cup, updating us on the enforcement of the no drone zone in and around that downtown area around the Atlanta Stadium and the FIFA Fan Festival. They keep putting it out there, but it seems like people still keep flying drones illegally and getting in trouble. So right now, they are telling Ray Yedena that 76 drones have been confiscated in this no-fly zone. It's a massive security warning that they've put out for the FIFA World Cup in Metro Atlanta, and the FBI Atlanta and their partners have confiscated these drones from operators violating the temporary flight restrictions. Now, if you're thinking about doing it, you might not want to. It's going to be $100,000 fine, possibly up to $100,000 fine, and criminal charges is what you would face if you went ahead and put up a drone. So there's some video provided by the FBI. There is a zero tolerance for illegal drone use, which poses a severe hazard to fans and aircrafts. Violators face drone seizure, fines up to $100,000. So Tyler, that's an update on that story, and I'm sure we'll keep talking about this because they keep tweeting about it, and they really want us to get the message out. So that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, they put a whole public information message out about a week and a half ago talking about just the importance of not flying because they are concerned for safety. I mean, having these drones up puts people at risk, especially if people are looking to do harm. So I know we're going to be staying on top of that one, especially since the World Cup still has several more matches here in the city of Atlanta. Let's talk about something a little more wild, I guess you can say, and this one is down in down in Coweta County. Or Doug Evans working on a bear story.
That's right. In Sonoya, police are warning residents after a black bear was spotted in the Springdale subdivision off Coweta Street. Another bear was also seen in the Stonebridge subdivision in Noonan. So there's some Ring camera out there. But basically what police say is that the bear has not shown any aggressive behavior just yet, and that it's just minding its business. The Georgia DNR advises residents to leave the bear alone unless it becomes a safety concern. Don't approach it if you see it. Police will provide direct updates if the situation changes. So Tyler, on a personal note, I have had a bear in my backyard once, I think about a year or two ago, and it's pretty scary. And I still, like, when I go in the backyard, I'm always like, oh my gosh, is a bear going to jump the fence? But you get scared, but they say just, you know, don't mess with the bear. If it gets aggressive, give them a call.
Yeah, good advice. I mean, you certainly don't want to be going out and trying to pretend like the bear is all cuddly, because it certainly is a wild animal that could put you at risk. Looking forward to that story from Doug tonight. He'll be joining us here on Fox 5 News Live as well. Tanya Mendoza, thank you so much for the update on all the stories we're working on and the breaking information. Thank you again. And as we come back into our newsroom on this Monday afternoon, we're going to get a check of the forecast in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. We're back after this. Did I send the thing?
This is the vinegar sauce here, like the everything blend. And then the
Hey,
granola
Eli, can
goes
you hear
with the
me?
parfait. I am forgetting my
Yes,
honey.
I can. I can hear you. Yes.
Are you able to help us out and go in, like, how long are we out?
They're coming to us soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's gonna be other.
A local entrepreneur is getting a lot of attention for selling something from her buggy. Let's check in with our Eli Jordan, who is standing by live with all the details. Eli, I mean, obviously when it's super hot outside, this fresh fruit might be a good way to be able to cool off.
Oh, yeah, Tyler. You know, I was looking at Instagram last night, and I came across some APD and Georgia State Patrol buying these luscious, beautiful, refreshing, canisters of fruit. And I'm like, this is really cool, and I got to find this person. And I found Nina Smith, who is joining me right now. She is the Tropical Chick Fruit
Hello,
Lady. Hey,
how are
how's it going, Nina?
It's going
Or Tropical
good.
Chick, how you doing, Tropical Chick?
I'm doing good.
This
How
is her
are
stuff
you?
right here. I'm great, and this is lovely. I mean, how long have you been doing this, Tropical Chick?
I've been cutting fruit since 2019.
And so, I mean, how have things been going? So, we got the hot weather going on here, and we got FIFA, and then also, too, I noticed, APDs, like enjoying your stuff, and all these workers out on the street. How's it been going?
It's going good. It's going good. It's definitely work along this journey. It has its ups and its downs, and just so far, I think we're just kind of skyrocketing. I think it's my time to soar.
And so, tell me, what all kind of delicious refreshments do we have here?
So we have the 3 blends here. This here is the everything blend. It has the pineapple, strawberry, grapes, watermelon, and mango. And then you have the watermelon blend, which has no pineapple, so it has watermelon, strawberry, grapes, mango, kiwi, and blueberries. And then you have the pineapple blend, which does not consist of the watermelon, so that will have the pineapple, strawberry, grapes, and mangoes.
And then also, too, you can get these dolled up a certain way with different toppings and stuff, right? Tell me about that.
Yes, you can. So if you do want anything on them and you have a sweet tooth, you can do the parfaits here. It'll turn into a parfait and it pairs well with the granola. Or you can go ahead with our everything blends here, and this is the works. So we got the tahini, lime, honey, vinegar, salt, pepper, and you can just vibe out.
What is your biggest seller? What's your best seller?
I think it's the everything blend. It consists of the watermelon and the pineapple, and a lot of
Would that be this
people
one
love
over
the
here?
tahini.
Is this the everything blend right here?
Yes.
Looks like you
this
got
is
mango and grape and watermelon and this is so. What is the reaction when people get this? What do you think is why do you think people like this so much?
Because it's just health and wealth brought right to you. I can make your soul glow. and your beard grow on Monday through Saturday. So it's hot, it's cool, and it's very, very sweet. So.
Do you get is it better? Do you get better sales in hot weather? And
absolutely. Shoot, I eat it on myself as well, definitely.
So if anybody wanted, and you also cater, right? You cater
Yes,
to
definitely,
offices?
yes. So they will come out of these cups and go into platters of your size, just depending on the number of people attending your party. So we could definitely figure that out and get you together.
We already got some people lining up wanting to buy some stuff here, I do believe. And I mean, how did you come up with this? What gave you this idea?
I seen a food truck pull into the Bill Kennedy while they were building the Publix, and everyone was lined up, but it was all hot food. It was 90-degree weather, so I said, what can I do different but add to it on my own way? So I said, shoot, it's hot. I'd be liking fruit to cool me down. So we just started with some little cups over there in East Atlanta Village and just grown every year. We're doing something different. We're expanding. I'm always critiquing to make sure that everyone has the best of the best sourced fruit here in Atlanta.
And you have this little buggy. That's what people can recognize you with your little buggy.
So the buggy came because the tray was just the tray in the beginning. The tray gets kind of heavy going in and out of a lot of my contracted dealerships. So I said, hey, I need something that I can scoot into the dealerships and will not scratch up any cars that's sitting on the main floor. So then that's when the cart came. It's just actually a cooler here. A lot of people think it's a baby stroller, but this is where most of the cups that are not on display sit in. So after you make your purchase, I pull from inside the cart so that way your cup is just as fresh as the last one.
When you have a full cart, full buggy, how many purchases can you sell?
I can sell up to 80 to 100 cups out of here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. And do you sell out a lot?
I do.
All right, cool. And I mean, with FIFA around, I mean, that's got to help too. I mean, you officially can get on FIFA stuff, and you got all the paperwork handled and everything. That's a big deal. That's huge.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So real quick, where can people find you if they, if their office wants to cater some stuff, and where can they find you?
You can find me at Tropical Chick Fruits on Instagram, TikTok. Also, I will provide my personal business phone number for you as well there. I do have a website, and then we can go from there as far as the more details and what it is that you're needing.
So Tropical Chick Fruits.
Yes.
On Instagram and TikTok. And can I hand out your phone number?
You sure can.
What is it, 407-955-7301?
Yes, that's me.
What is it again? Tell me.
407-955-7301.
7301. Awesome. And then you can call up, and you can. How far in advance do people should they call up?
Give me a day. I have fruit Monday through Saturday.
Monday through Saturday?
Monday through Saturday.
And if I had an office of 10 people wanted some, how should I call you, the day before, 2 days before?
2 days before, because some of those people may want custom cups. Some may not want watermelon, some may want more than it. Giving them a chance to get what it is that they're really looking for.
Do you have set schedules, like you go hit, let's say, Fox 5 every Wednesday or something like that?
Every day I am at a contracted route from 10 until sold out. So if you're trying to catch me at 1190 Memorial Drive, that is a pickup only location. So you can DM me the day before or text me the day before, and I can make sure you get that in the morning or in the evening.
Awesome. Tropical Chick Fruits.
Yes.
Check it out. Instagram, Tropical Chick Fruits. It's really cool. You order some fruit. And there's local entrepreneurship happening. Nina Smith, thank you so much for speaking with me. And Tyler, come get you. Order some fresh,
you want me to scoot around?
Cold fruit. Back to you.
You want me to scoot?
Yeah, who doesn't like fresh fruit? And it looks like customer. Oh, and she's on wheels too. Look at that. That makes it even easier. She can go to her customers quickly. Eli, thanks so much for a look. And a lot of people were actually commenting on our TikTok page during your conversation. Someone said, I seen her on TikTok, and everyone says her fruit cups are the best. Someone else was talking about they got to find this. And then someone else said about how her logo is so cute. Keep the comments coming. Eli, thanks so much for a look at her business and what she's able to do to keep people cool, especially with all this heat. Let's take a live look outside now. You guys were, she was right by downtown Atlanta, right by the FIFA Fan Festival. Now we're looking at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, or at least for the time being known as Atlanta Stadium, for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And so today we are under a heat advisory. That's because because the sweltering temperatures are gripping North Georgia. Let's get a check of the forecast with Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Greg Majeski. Greg, certainly a warm day out there. I stepped outside at about 9 o'clock when I was heading to work, and I immediately felt like I just malfunctioned.
We knew this was coming. I mean, we were talking about it all last week. So there are different levels of heat here in the South. I mean, there's normal heat and then there's this. So we're going to have to deal with this. But here are the current temperatures right now that we're dealing with here across our region. You can see already in the night. You'll notice that areas down toward Eatonton and Athens are always a little bit warmer. And the reason why for today specifically is because we have a northwesterly wind. So we're going from a higher elevation in Atlanta to a lower elevation, and that's what we call adiabatic heating. A little downsloping there, a little weather lingo there for you, and it heats up a little bit. So they're always a little bit warmer over there. And you factor in the humidity. Look at Gainesville. It feels like 102. Athens, 100. Covington, 100. Eatonton, 100. It is just absolutely brutal. And this is going to be around here all week, folks. In fact, they just added several counties to the advisory area here. Here's some of the hot readings from yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to see them even hotter than this here in the days ahead. So just get ready for that. Those counties up across northwest Georgia, those were just added. That is for tomorrow. Okay, so from Rome up to those counties north of Rome area. Calhoun and getting up toward Day, Catoosa, and Whitfield, all those ones up there in northwest Georgia. That is for tomorrow. Again, those feel like temperatures of 107. So as I was telling folks this morning, I said, don't feel like you're left out because they're probably going to add you later, and they did. So, and they may even add some more going into Wednesday and Thursday, to be honest with you, the way things are currently tracking. It is very, very hot, to say the least, out there. All right, so let's talk about what we got going on. Remember, when y'all are going to be outside for any length of time, make sure that you guys are drinking plenty of water. That does not include the adult beverages. We're not talking about beers. That does not count. All right. So sunscreen on, light weather clothing. Take breaks if you're going to be outside. You definitely do not want to be outside during the prime heating hours. 3 o'clock onward. It's just absolutely brutal. You do not need to be out in this for any length of time. And going in for this afternoon, there might be a few scatter storms there on the eastern part of the state. We might have a few spotty showers for tomorrow, but again, most of us are going to stay dry. Rainfall will be pretty limited here overall. And again, we're seeing temperatures shooting up well into the mid-90s here for this afternoon for the metro area, as we're right on target for that here for today. And it looks like it stays that way for the rest of the week, right in through for obviously FIFA there on Wednesday. Now, keep in mind, folks, they're at Cynthia Olympic Park where all the FIFA events are going on and stuff. They do have cooling stations, water areas there, so take advantage of those if you're going to be down there for that. 50,000 people squared into one area when you got temperatures like this. It can get a little bit hot, overwhelming, to say the least here. And the good news is I think we're going to see some changes here. Now, 4th of July weekend, the rain chances start to come up a little bit. Now, that's the good news here. I suspect as we go into early next week that we get to more of a traditional, and of course it's all relative, traditional means of temperatures, normal high around 89. So we may back it off to, 90, 91 early next week, and we'll see things going on. And obviously we got the big race this weekend, the 4th of July Road Atlanta race going on. So it's not going to be great run times, I want to say there. The heat and humidity is just going to be just staggering for the race this weekend. So 7-day limited rain chances here through most of the week. We'll start bringing it back up, and that could tweak the temperatures for the weekend down a little bit. I'm just waiting on the new model data coming in right now and see how things look going into next week. But I do suspect we'll get back to a more traditional, a little bit not quite as oppressively hot as next week, because that big heat dome that's kind of over us now will break down. So that's the good news. But the bad news is we got to put up with it all this week.
Yeah, certainly a warm week ahead. I mean, mid-90s pretty much all the way through the 4th of July holiday.
All the way through in triple digits every day. Those aren't going as far as the feel-like temperatures.
Yeah. I did not like it when I stepped outside today.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Just got to deal with it.
The bearer of bad news. Greg Majeski, thanks so much for joining us. We are going to check in with our Jamison Moyer in just 2 minutes. She's going to talk about the stories that are trending right now on fox5atlanta.com and Fox Local. Stay with us. 1:36 on this Monday afternoon. Thanks so much for sticking with us for Fox 5 News Live. I'm Tyler Fingert. Remember, this is an interactive news conversation, so if you have anything you want to talk about, any questions, concerns, comments about what we're talking about during this show, join us in the comments on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. We're monitoring them right now. Let's get to the stories, though, that are trending on fox5atlanta.com and Fox Local. Let's check in with our digital content creator, Jamison Moyer. Jamison, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tyler. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Just back from vacation. We just heard about the weather, about how hot it was and how hot it's going to be over the course of the next week. I'm sure that story's doing gangbusters on our website right now. But let's talk about a different story. This one has been going viral for months, and it has to do with two teens who were found dead on Bell Mountain. What can you tell us with the latest information and what we're just learning today?
Yeah, so the family of twin brothers, Kadir and Nazir Lewis, says they now accept the GBI's conclusion that their deaths on Bell Mountain last year were a double suicide. This marks a massive shift for the family, who spent months publicly disputing the state's ruling and suspecting foul play. Over the weekend, the twins' aunt shared that the family had hired two independent homicide investigators to examine the evidence and obtained private autopsy reviews. Tragically, those independent findings matched the GBI's files. The family thanked the community for donations that funded these reviews, and they say they are now focusing their energy on honoring the 19-year-old brothers by promoting mental health awareness. It's just a very sad story all around. It's something that we've been following, like you said, from the very beginning, and just tragedy for that family.
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's understandable that they may not want to accept initially the findings from the GBI. You'd want to hope that that wasn't the case, but to get this update that they were able to review the data and the investigation to be able to finally accept it, heartbreaking for the family, but obviously it's in their step to be able to move forward here, which is why they did the due diligence to look into it, which is understandable. Let's talk about something a little bit different, and this one is certainly disturbing. There's now a federal investigation into secret recordings from what has to do with restroom video people were taking or someone was taking.
Yeah, this story is honestly just really frightening for anyone, but authorities have issued a warning for families in North Georgia. The FBI needs your help identifying young boys who may have been secretly recorded by a freelance photographer in public restrooms and at high school sporting events. Federal agents say that the suspect, who is now facing child pornography charges, placed hidden cameras across Gwinnett, Jackson, and Oconee counties between 2024 and early 2026. The targeted spots include the baseball fields at Mountain View High and Rabbit Hill Park, the Mill Creek High basketball stadium, plus the men's restrooms at a Watkinsville Publix and a Jefferson Kroger. Officials say that all the school-related incidents happened outside of normal hours because the recordings were hidden. Investigators say the victims likely have no idea that they were even being filmed. If you or your children frequented these spots over that 2-year time frame, the FBI asked that you visit their official victim services website. They have set up a secure, confidential online portal for families to check specific dates and submit information.
Yeah, certainly disturbing and disgusting allegations there. But if someone feels that they may have been a victim, yeah, certainly reach out to investigators. They want to hear from you. We're just a few days away from the new month here in 2026, July 1st. That also means new laws that will be taking effect. What can you tell us about what people should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so there's several new laws taking effect, more than 100 to be exact, officially take effect on July 1st, which is Wednesday. It hits everything from your wallet to your kids' classrooms. One of the biggest changes is the Distraction-Free Education Act. It bans public school students in kindergarten through 8th grade from using personal smartphones or electronic devices during the school day. For drivers, there's a new law that upgrades odometer tampering to a felony to crack down on mileage fraud. And if you're dining out, restaurants will now be required to tell you if the shrimp they are serving is imported or domestic. Other laws taking effect Wednesday expand Georgia's safe haven law for newborns, increase penalties for pimping and pandering, and allow banks to temporarily freeze accounts in an effort to protect seniors from financial fraud.
Yeah, and obviously we have all the details on or a lot of these laws on our website, fox5atlanta.com. Lots of, I think every year this is a story that does very well on our website because people are always interested in it, just to know what is to come, what's changing. But it's understandable the K through 12 distraction-free law is obviously going to be a topic that people are going to be interested in learning more about. Let's talk about the World Cup. We have another match coming up on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a big web story up right now on fox5atlanta.com. What can you tell us about what's to come this week?
So this is one of my favorite topics as of late, the World Cup. So the fever is hitting a whole new level here in Atlanta as the high stakes knockout stage gets underway. This Wednesday, Atlanta Stadium will host a round of 32 matchup between powerhouse England and one of the tournament's biggest surprises, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, Congo is riding huge momentum after making history right here in Atlanta on Saturday after defeating Uzbekistan and capturing their first ever World Cup victory to advance. If you want to catch Wednesday's noon match with fellow fans, the official FIFA Fan Festival at Centennial Olympic Park is already completely sold out. But you can still head over to the Decatur Watch Fest in Decatur Square, which is totally free and features giant outdoor screens. And don't forget that later Wednesday evening, the U.S. men's national team will take the pitch against Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I apologize if I butchered that pronunciation, looking to secure their own spot in the round of 16.
Yeah, certainly a lot of people interested in the World Cup. I mean, even if you're not interested in soccer, people are still getting into the spirit, especially over the last couple of matches here in the city of Atlanta. You just see a lot of people who maybe normally wouldn't go to matches, just out and about enjoying the atmosphere that is World Cup soccer. And it's just bringing people together this summer, and it's great to see.
Absolutely. I know I got the chance to go to the FIFA Fan Festival. I believe it was last Sunday, and it's just awesome to see how everyone is just having a good time and learning from international fans, you know, about other cultures and things like that. It's just been really great to see how this tournament has brought so much joy to the city.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be very warm for the folks going out this week, but
yes,
it's definitely not going to keep people away. Jamison, thanks so much for a look at the stories that are trending right now on fox5atlanta.com and Fox Local. Do appreciate it. And let's continue on with the World Cup theme. So how do you make the experience of watching a World Cup match any better? So stick with me here. It's apparently, if you combine that with Formula One racing, this summer, F1 Arcade Atlanta is hosting a series of World Cup watch parties, letting visitors enjoy the venue's state-of-the-art Formula One simulators while also taking in World Cup soccer. This is in West Midtown. We sent our good friend Paul Milliken to check it all out.
There are no red cards around here, but there are plenty of red lights. And if you want to add some excitement to your World Cup viewing experience, follow the arrows and let's go. Okay, so Corey, if somebody has never been to F1 Arcade Atlanta before, how do you describe this place?
F1 Arcade is a Formula One based entertainment venue. We've combined our high-tech simulators with fine dining and elevated cocktails.
Yeah, basically everything you need to have a good time, especially during the World Cup. You guys are hosting watch parties here.
Yes, and over 15 screens here in our venues. We are excited to have everyone from all over the world experience Atlanta's Southern hospitality. We exude that here at F1 Arcade.
Yeah, you really do. And again, it seems like F1 and FIFA kind of go hand in hand. These both have global fan bases.
Yes, we have the same initiative to bring the world together, to experience each other, to celebrate each other with a little competitive edge there.
Oh, yeah. How competitive does it get here at F1 Arcade Atlanta?
It gets very, very competitive. As you can see here, you haven't heard a peep out of anyone on the simulator.
No,
so
the race is underway, and it is very intense, and there's a good reason I'm not racing, because I don't want to lose on television, all right? Well, it has been a really busy morning here at F1 Arcade Atlanta. I've been doing some racing. I've been doing some eating. Now, oh boy, do I need a drink, especially after my terrible performance at racing. Thankfully, we're in the right place. Mara's hanging out. Speaking of racing, champion over here. I want to call it out to everyone. We did a little race before. You were the winner. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I have to practice a lot in order to get there, but I think I'm finally at Pro Elite level.
I think you are too.
Race at any time.
Absolutely, F1 superstar right here. So let's talk about the drink program at F1 Arcade Atlanta. You've got a top-notch bar program here, right?
Yes, and it is led by a phenomenal leader. Her name is LP O'Brien. She has crafted a phenomenal menu that's really approachable. It's got a little bit of something for everyone, and I'm a fan of all of them.
I love that. I know I will be too. And again, that's what you want when you're here, not just for fun, but also for the World Cup watch parties going on. So they are hosting World Cup watch parties where you can cheer on your favorite team, eat all this food, and the food looks amazing, and have some drinks. So let's make a drink. What are we making?
Absolutely. So today we're going to make my favorite drink and our most popular one. It's called the Welcome to Miami.
Ooh, okay.
It is a spiced passion fruit hibiscus margarita. So bright, refreshing, super easy to drink.
Perfect.
We always season our cocktails just like we season our food. So we're going to do a little bit of saline.
Okay.
We're going to go in with our passion fruit spiced hibiscus syrup.
Okay. Oh, that syrup smells good, too.
It's quite fragrant, very fresh. We're going to go in with a little bit of lime juice.
Okay.
We're going to go in with a really nice Blanco tequila.
Uh-huh.
And
so this, again, is called the Welcome to Miami, you said?
Yes, it's called the Welcome to Miami.
Oh, so this is a summer drink,
Absolutely. And then we just shake it up.
All right. Now, we know you're a pro racer. Let's see the pro shaking move here. Oh, I mean, come on. Gold medal right there. No question about it. Got it. And that drink, when it's out, it is so pretty. The color looks amazing.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
It is a perfect one to bring in the summer vibes.
Yeah, and again, have a couple while you're cheering on your favorite team during the World Cup. So you pour it in. What's next?
Top it off with some fresh ice. Make sure it stays nice and chilled for your hot days. And then we're going to give it a beautiful mint bushel. That way you get some aromatics, some fresh aromatics that go with the aromatics of the drink.
Oh, that looks so good. Well, I think we should do a cheers. All right, cheers to F1 Arcade Atlanta. Most importantly, cheers to your win.
Ah, thank you. I love being in the winner's circle.
I know you do. I wouldn't know how it feels because I haven't won anything today, but I'm a winner now that I have this drink. Back to you. All right, let's taste it.
Cheers.
Looks like a fun way to watch a World Cup match, something different. You can kind of enjoy the F1 Arcade, which is new within the last couple of months out in West Midtown, and it always looks like a lot of fun. I've been still meaning to check it out, and maybe at some point I'll be able to do that during the World Cup because you can kind of mix two different things into one and have a good time doing it. We still have a lot more ahead here on Fox 5 News Live at 1 o'clock. We are going to take a quick 2-minute break. We're going to check in with our Chris Rosenthal right after that. People here in the Atlanta area are trying to break a world record, and it's hopefully going to help to a meaningful cause out in Liberia, and it's going to help children's health care. Let's check in with our Chris Rosenthal, who is live there on the course. It looks like you're walking right now. What can you tell us about what's going on in this world record attempt?
Yeah, I'm at the Cartersville Country Club, and we're about halfway through this world record attempt by Mike Woodard. He's attempting 37 straight hours of playing golf here. Like I said, about halfway through. He has to also walk it all by himself here too as well. So we're walking with him here. And tell me, I mean, first of all, how you feeling so far halfway through? I mean, no sleep or anything, huh?
No sleep, not since I woke up at 9 o'clock Sunday morning. Honestly, I feel great. I think I'm like in an emotional, delirious state, but like, I don't know, the support has like been overwhelming. So it's just, I don't know, it's made it that much easier. And then the nurse, literally from Liberia, sending me a message, was like, had me crying crazy, but it just shows like this is so much more than me. It's like what we're doing. I don't want it to be about me at all. Honestly, it's just my hope is like the awareness for this cause.
Sure, yeah, and it's you're going through a little bit of pain for this, but it's a lot. These people are going through a lot more pain, and I've got Daryl here. He is with Live 40 and the organization that's part of this, helping raise the money here. And talk to me about this cause here.
Yes, sir. We've been working in Liberia for 18 years now. But this event specifically is to raise funds for the Jesus Loves Me Children's Center. It's in Bonga, Liberia. It's an immensely impoverished but densely populated area where they just did not have access to health care. And we finished the hospital in October of 2021. We treated 21,000 patients, children last year. And already this year, through the month of June, we've seen over 30,000. So we're projected to see 60,000 children through our hospital this year. They're coming in with malaria, starvation, lots of starvation cases, TB, HIV, epilepsy, sickle cell, all these things that we're able to treat effectively and give these children their health, and they can go back to being a child again.
And just $38 a kid. I mean, talk to me about the the money here.
Yeah, our average cost of care is $38. So for every child that comes through the door, our average cost is $38. So we have some that need surgery. We have some that treatments are very inexpensive, but our average cost amongst those 60,000 is going to be around $38.
What's your goal, and how can people help out?
Yeah, our goal for this event is $150,000, and people can go to the website at live2540.org and make a donation. We really would love for people to sign up to give monthly. If you could give $38 a month, you provide health care for 12 children over a year span. That would be fantastic.
Wow, well, all for a good cause. And Mike here again, about halfway through here on the 10th hole. He's going through all 18 holes multiple times here at the Cartersville Country Club. So I'll let you get back to it and hit here. So we appreciate it for a good cause, and hope you get some rest after this.
I will. We're halfway there.
All right. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
So.
Yeah, Chris, thanks so much Chris, thanks so much for a look into this. I mean, such great work that they're doing. Glad that they're able to do this for such a worthy cause in Liberia. And as you heard, it's going to help a lot of kids there with that hospital and all of that. Chris, thanks so much for joining us here on Fox 5 News Live. We'll see you in just a little bit. I want to take you back to that breaking news that we're following out of Henry County. Our crew just arrived on the ground earlier. As you were joining us, you saw Skyfox 5 flying above the scene. We know that Henry County Police responded to a domestic incident in the 100 block of Great Oaks in Stockbridge, and upon officers' arrival, it was discovered an occupant of the residence was possibly armed and would not come out of the home. Henry County Police have surrounded that home and secured the area, and now negotiators are trying to get that person out of the home. You can see that there is a police presence there. They've closed off the road. This is a breaking story that we continue to follow right here on Fox 5 News Live, and we'll continue to follow it throughout the coming hours right here on Fox 5 News Live. And that is going to do it for us for Fox 5 News Live at 1 o'clock. We still have more coming up for the news at 2 and 3 o'clock. I am Tyler Fingert. Ariel Onstott will join you for the next hour, followed by Tom Haynes at 3 o'clock. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
out of emergency.
Here live with us at 2 o'clock. It is great to see you. We've got a lot of news to get to, as we always do. And if you have any questions on anything we're covering, or you want to see a story covered, feel free to drop a question in our TikTok or YouTube chats, and I'll work to get to those. First off, let's start in Henry County, because we're learning more about a police call that has unfolded there. You're taking a live look here on East Atlanta Road near Thurman Road in Henry County. Henry County police surrounded a home after a domestic violence call, we are understanding. And you're taking a live look there from one of our photojournalists' cameras as we're waiting to get more information from police. But here's what we do know so far. This heavy law enforcement presence, including a SWAT response, prompted the closure of part of East Atlanta Road in Henry County today. Henry County police said on Facebook that at around 10:30 this morning, East Atlanta Road north of Thurman Road was closed because of an active law enforcement situation. Now, Okay, I'm just getting information from our live desk that the suspect has surrendered. Let's see if we can bring in maybe some video that we had cut previously from that situation. Our photojournalist, his camera just went down, as you can see, based on those bars. But we're working to get more information. We just learned, I got word from the assignment desk, that the suspect in this situation has surrendered. The Henry County Police Department said around 10:30 this morning they were called out because of a domestic violence call. We flew over the scene with Skyfox 5 at around 1 in the afternoon and saw a heavy law enforcement presence. And ultimately, the Henry County Police Department tells us that this happened in the 100 block of the Great Oaks Branch subdivision there in Stockbridge. Police reportedly learned that someone was possibly armed inside the house and was refusing to come out. They have since surrounded the home and secured the area, and like we are now learning, that person has since surrendered to police. Negotiators were working on getting that occupant out of the house for quite a few hours. Drivers have been asked to avoid the area. It does seem that roads might be reopening soon, but just in the event of traffic or the police investigation continuing, wanted to give you that update. Let's talk about another story that we're following here closely in the Fox 5 Atlanta newsroom. Absolutely heartbreaking update after search crews found the body of a missing little boy in a Clayton County pond this morning. Police addressed the search for Ramon Jett during a news conference, and our Annie Mapp was there and asking police questions and joins us live now. Annie, it is great to see you. Can you share with us from the police investigation?
Hi, Ariel. Good afternoon. Truly a heartbreaking story out of Clayton County. We know 6-year-old Ramon Jett, better known as RJ, was first reported missing yesterday afternoon. His mom tells me that he was here at the Sutter Lake Apartments with his older sister. RJ does not live here. He was only staying the night with his older sibling because he wanted to be at the pool. He really enjoys water. So she had left him there while he was at work with his sibling, and they took a nap Sunday afternoon around 11:30 in the morning. But when the older sibling woke up, her front door of her apartment was open and RJ was nowhere to be found. Again, she made that discovery, I believe, around noon yesterday. The family tried to look for RJ in the surrounding area here at the Sutter Lake Apartments. They had no luck. So about 2 hours later, Clayton County police say they did get a call from RJ's loved ones, and they stepped in to help. Police spent several hours looking for him. This was a critical search because not only is RJ a child that's only 6 years old, he was also autistic, he had ADHD, and he was nonverbal. So there were a lot of agencies out here looking for him, using drones, using helicopters. We had canines out here, also crews that were looking on foot, and not just law enforcement. A lot of community volunteers stepped in to search for this 6-year-old as well. We know that search went from yesterday around 3 o'clock and ended, unfortunately, this morning around 9:15 when his body was spotted in a pond not far from these apartments. Clayton County Police Captain Frank Thomas tells me that bloodhounds led them to that waterway yesterday, but it got so dark in the evening once, the bloodhounds started picking up that scent, so they ended up having to go back in the water this morning, and that's when he was ultimately located. Just take a listen at what the major, I should say, told us a little while ago.
Led us to the water yesterday was the bloodhounds from Fayette County. They led us to that water line. We went out there, put our dive team in, but of course I think we started that, it was 8-something at night, and it was getting dark pretty quick, and that's when DNR came out and started to help us drag the bottom of the pond to hopefully locate something. Then this morning is when we found him, and it was a little ways away from where we were initially dragging and where the bloodhounds took us.
And Major Thomas says the medical examiner did respond after they made that discovery and transported RJ's body to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation's crime lab. Of course, they will look into what his cause of death was, and we will keep you updated as well. Again, it's important to note that RJ did not live here at the Sutter Lake Apartments. Again, he was just visiting his sister. His mom did say that she has a lot of safety measures in place at her home due to him being autistic and nonverbal. She says this was not the first time that he had escaped before he had done this, but they were able to find him like within 30 minutes. But this was something that they had not seen before from him, and obviously a very unfamiliar area for this child. Ariel?
Annie, absolutely heartbreaking. I can't imagine what this family is going through. I'm curious, are there any lingering or outstanding questions that you've heard family members ask, either of investigators or this situation in general, things that the public still wants to know that you're still searching for answers on?
Yeah, I think the biggest question is this all happened during the day on Sunday. A lot of people were home. Even when we got here yesterday afternoon, there were a lot of people walking around and outside. So it's like, how was no one able to see, a 6-year-old just wandering by himself at this big apartment complex? But obviously we don't know what route RJ took or what actually led him to that water. His mom did tell me yesterday that he is a huge fan of water. That's a huge reason why he was over here, is because he wanted to be able to get in his sister's swimming pool here at the complex. So there's a lot of things that still have to be investigated. I'm sure police will review cameras here at the property and possible ring cameras that neighbors may have.
Annie, thank you for the update, letting us know where things stand. I appreciate the perspective. I know that people are definitely grieving the loss of this child and just this unfortunate and tragic outcome to the situation. So, Annie, thanks for the update. And as you get new information, I know you'll let us know. We'll see you again later this evening. Thank you. As we continue here live in the Fox 5 Atlanta newsroom, you guys, let's talk about some other stories that we're following, including the governor of Georgia has ordered a new investigation into the Towns County Sheriff. Let's talk about why Governor Brian Kemp signed an executive order launching this second misconduct investigation into Kenneth Henderson. Now, he's the suspended Towns County Sheriff, and the governor says new allegations surfaced that are unrelated to the criminal case already pending against Henderson. The executive order was signed Saturday, and it cites allegations of misconduct in office that were brought to the governor's attention Friday. Kemp wrote that the accusations are, quote, separate and distinct, end quote, from those that prompted his first executive order and subsequent suspension of Henderson. The governor appointed Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr and the Coweta County Sheriff Len Wood and Newton County Sheriff Ezell Brown to investigate these new allegations. Under Georgia law, the 3-member panel has 30 days to submit its findings, and if the panel recommends it, the governor could suspend Henderson while that matter is reviewed. The Towns County Sheriff, for those of you who are asking here in our chat, his name is Kenneth Henderson. So as we get any new information, we will continue to keep you updated. But I do have information on an element of what is happening here. So if you're curious about some of the misconduct allegations that spurred the first investigation, this happened back in December 2024. It involved Hiawassee police officer Jose Carvajal, and body camera footage from that incident incident showed Sheriff Henderson confronting, shoving, and arresting Officer Carves after the officer picked up a deputy's service weapon after an accidental deputy-involved shooting. Now, Henderson later accused that officer of tampering with evidence, while deputies at the scene criticized the sheriff's actions. Okay, so a Towns County grand jury later indicted Sheriff Henderson on 7 charges, including simple battery of a police officer and false imprisonment. An earlier indictment was dismissed after it was discovered one grand juror lived in North Carolina, but then that indictment did come down in May. So that gives you some of the backstory and the details of at least some of the misconduct allegations in that first investigation, but now the governor has ordered a second after new allegations, he says, have come to light. So we'll keep you updated on that. Let's talk about what we're learning regarding a family changing its mind now on a tragic situation, because we're learning months after publicly questioning how 2 twin brothers, Kadir and Nazir Lewis, died atop Bell Mountain last year, their family now says they accept the ruling of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation had ruled that the deaths were a suicide. And in a Facebook post over the weekend, the twins' aunt, Yasmin Bronner, says the family reviewed the GBI's investigative files, hired 2 independent homicide investigators to take a look at the evidence, and obtained independent autopsy reviews. According to the twins' aunt, each review reached the same conclusion as state investigators. So she wrote, "While this has been incredibly painful to accept, we remain committed to honoring Nazir and Kadir's memories, promoting mental health awareness, and helping others know they are not alone." The family also thanks supporters whose donations helped to pay for funeral expenses, independent investigations, autopsy reviews, and mental health counseling. Today, we're also learning a little bit more, an update into a convicted spa shooter's request. So let's talk about this, because convicted Georgia spa shooter Robert Aaron Long made a court appearance in Fulton County this morning. His defense team was requesting 9 months to a year to prepare for trial in the death penalty case that Long is facing. This stems from the 2021 Atlanta area spa shootings. However, the judge denied that request. Instead, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Chief Judge Earl Glanville scheduled a status hearing for October 6th. The judge says he would reconsider additional time only after hearing specifically what work remains. The judge says he's going to give attorneys until October and then see where they are at that point. He says if you want to delay, you need to tell me what specifically it is that you have not reviewed in this case. Long's newly appointed lead attorney had told the court he needs to review the case from square one because of changes to the defense team. And according to the attorney, the prosecution had turned over roughly 180 gigabytes of evidence in addition to years of defense investigative records. So the defense for Robert Aaron Long are arguing they have an obligation to examine every document, photograph, video, and investigative file before moving forward. We'll keep you updated as that status hearing nears on October 6th. Let's now talk a little bit about one official who's facing some hot water. This would be in Douglas County. The embattled Douglas County coroner, Renee Godwin, remains under the microscope. Her office is accused of mismanagement, and she faces possible discipline from the state coroner's training council, who heard more testimony today. Our Kevin Stewart has been following this story closely and joins us live from Douglasville. Kevin, what's going on here?
Well, this has been an ongoing investigation lasting several months. The last hearing on this matter took place at the beginning of the month. This is mismanagement, alleged mismanagement. We're talking about anything from uncertified deputy coroners working active cases, improper pay scale. We're talking about incorrect communication, improper communication with members of the public. So it's been a really big mess. And this morning we had another member of the community who's raising a lot of concerns testify before the Georgia Coroners Training Council. Her son, Jermaine Fleming, died in 2021. That case has been ruled a suicide. She doesn't buy that, the mom, and she says the inconsistencies in the coroner's report don't make her feel particularly comfortable. She says the work here is pretty sloppy, and she says that she wants to see the coroner disciplined. Now, had a chance to also see a new player in this today. The coroner, Renee Godwin, was not at the hearing, but an attorney representing not her personally, but the coroner's office was there today, and we had a chance to listen to what he had to tell the Coroner's Council. Take a listen.
We were retained by the county last week, and my goal is to conduct a thorough investigation into all of these matters to determine what remedial action is necessary to work with you to get you all the information that you need.
Now, there were other members of the community who did testify, including current deputy coroners who say things here just are not right, that Renee Godwin is not attentive to her position and just didn't, bottom line, didn't seem like she knew what she was doing. One person came in and said that she was brought in, that they had worked together at the sheriff's office, brought her in to try to get her on the straight and narrow, but struggled to do so. There are reports coming out of that meeting today that there are going to be several more bits of information that need to be transacted coming in from Douglas County to get more information, and they're hoping that they will be able to make a final decision on any possible discipline within at least 2 weeks.
Then it's interesting to hear this, especially considering, I mean, you know, a coroner has such an important job in the community. The findings that you get from any kind of investigation can change the outcome of a criminal investigation, and especially family members count on a coroner to bring them information that's going to get justice in the death of loved ones, or at least answers into their loved ones' final moments. So I can see why this is, you know, when you were showing that soundbite of the attorney, so many people sitting around him had their phones up and were recording that moment, just showing the investment the community has into this transparency and making sure that they feel a good person is in that position.
Yeah, this has been a really interesting case, because this is something that has kind of created a bit of a groundswell. A lot of people really were concerned about the lack of communication when they would try to get information out of the coroner's office. And I can tell you, as a journalist, at one point we were having some problems when we would reach out to Renee Godwin's office, and we have now since found out the person we need to go to is one of the deputy coroners here. So people in the community were struggling with that, and I think that groundswell and how people talked on social media, there was definitely a community that built after this and really pushed forward for this investigation. As you may recall from earlier stories that we've done, a couple of these members of the community who've been upset have raised questions about cases that were deemed suicides. Were they suicides? Were they homicides? You know, who knows? But certainly what was going on right now, allegedly in this department, really made people uncomfortable, and it raised concerns that maybe what was reported out of this this unit is not accurate at all.
Kevin, I have questions, right? I don't even live in Douglas County, but I have questions about this situation. And I know that as you try to get more answers, you're going to bring it here to us live. I appreciate your reporting. And the final question here, I know you said the next steps is they're trying to figure out what disciplinary action she could face, if any. Could this lead to her potentially being removed from her position?
You know, I know she absolutely can be suspended, and I did ask the one of the training council members if she could be removed from office, and they kind of hedged on that, but we certainly know that she could be suspended, and there are people in the community watching very closely what happens if she gets suspended. Who will take over in the interim? That is something that is very much in the minds of many people in this community.
Kevin, thank you as always for joining us live. Appreciate your hard work, and we'll see you again later this evening with the updates in this case. Kevin, thanks. As we continue, you guys, let's talk about a pair of Supreme Court rulings that came down today. So the first one talks about the president's authority as it relates to firing heads of government agencies. The Supreme Court upheld President Trump's ability to fire agency heads at will, with the one exception being the Federal Reserve. The Supreme Court has ruled that Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook can stay in her position. It's a move that dramatically expands presidential power. The court ruled in a 5-4 vote that Cook can remain in her position. Now, keep in mind, President Trump had accused her of mortgage fraud last year, she becoming the first president to try to fire a federal board member. The president also alleged that Lisa Cook illegally designated properties in 2 states as primary residences in order to receive better financing terms. Now, Lisa Cook maintains her firing as a result of the president's frustrations with interest rates and the targeting he has had towards the Federal Reserve, she says. This case is going to return to a lower court, and we'll keep you updated as we get any new details. Let's also talk about this update that came down from the Supreme Court, because they ruled, they rejected a push by President Trump to toss out a guilty verdict in the E. Jean Carroll sexual abuse case. Now, ultimately, the High Court declined to take up the case in a brief, unexplained order today. The jury found President Trump guilty of sexually abusing Carroll at a New York City department store in the mid-1990s, awarding her $5 million. Now, the writer and former TV talk show host was also awarded an additional $83.3 million after a second defamation trial. The president's legal team reacted to today's decision, saying in part, quote, "The American people stand with President Trump as they demand an immediate end to all of the witch hunts, including the Democratic-funded travesty of the Carroll hoaxes. President Trump will keep winning against liberal lawfare as he continues to focus on his mission to make America great again," end quote. And that was the president's response to the Supreme Court's ruling not to take up the guilty verdict in this case and not to hear it, and letting that lower court's decision to stand as it does. Let's talk about the latest unfolding with Iran, because we are learning that after tensions flared again this weekend, U.S. negotiators and Iranian negotiators will be headed to Qatar for high-level peace talks tomorrow. We saw a weekend of clashes in the Middle East, and ultimately the negotiators are going to be trying to work out issues with the Strait of Hormuz. Traffic is slowly moving again in the strait after Iran attacked several commercial ships and U.S. bases in Kuwait and Bahrain over the weekend. The U.S. responded, striking several Iranian targets. But now it appears both sides are returning to the negotiating table. Take a listen to what White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt had to say.
Iran has requested a meeting this week, so Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be flying to Doha for high-level meetings.
Now, President Trump says those talks are going to begin Tuesday, but a senior Iranian negotiator denies the meetings are scheduled. After the weekend flare-up, the president says the U.S. could finish the war militarily if diplomatic efforts fail, warning Tehran, quote, "If that happens, the Islamic Republic of Iran will no longer exist," end quote. In the meantime, oil and gas prices are getting a bit closer to pre-war levels. AAA says regular gas is down to about $3.86 a gallon. President Trump says he's also keeping a close eye on gas prices, and if any price gouging is spotted, it should be immediately reported. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that. Taking a look at our timing, you guys, straight ahead, we are going to bring you closer to home to get a check of your weather forecast with meteorologist Greg Majeski. It is incredibly hot outside. You don't need me to tell you that. Where are we headed with these temperatures? Is there any relief in sight? Greg will break it down. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ariel Onstad here with meteorologist Greg Majeski. Greg, right as I was about to come to you, I was not sure if I was going to sneeze. So if I have a moment here in just a few minutes, you guys know I warned you.
Me, okay?
I'll do my best. Amen. Okay.
That way.
This way. Kind of like the way I wish our temperatures would go.
Yeah, down.
But they're going up.
No, not this week. And it's just one of those things that, people go, well, it's July, it's summer, it's supposed to be hot. Yeah, it's supposed to be hot, but we do have stretches where we're going to be hotter than we're supposed to be. And this is just how it happens to be the week. So anyway, we are getting a few thunderstorms over there toward the South Carolina area. Parts of East Georgia, they just upgraded to a marginal risk for severe weather. So we're talking like from Toccoa down toward Athens, Eatonton, over toward Augusta. The eastern parts might sneak in a isolated strong to severe thunderstorm. Again, anything today is going to be very spotty in coverage, not going to amount a whole lot, but you might get a special weather statement, maybe get isolated severe, but most of us are going to stay on the dry side. We're going to just be hot and just absolutely miserable all outside. So temperatures right now, I mean, these are air temperatures. These aren't feel like. These are air temperatures at 2 o'clock. It's 93 in Atlanta, 95 in Covington, 97 in Eatonton. It is just absolutely brutal. And then when we factor in that lovely thing we like to call humidity, ouch, look at Covington, 106, 104 in Athens, 104 in Eatonton. And we're going to be dealing with this all week, folks. In fact, they went ahead and added some additional counties up there across northwest Georgia for the heat. So we're going to pass by these numbers from yesterday. You just saw we had 106. So these were yesterday's highs, heat index values. We're definitely going to spike above that. And those counties up across northwest Georgia, those were just added. That goes in for tomorrow. Today's, they're not quite there. So Calhoun, Catoosa, all those areas up there and across north of Rome are into the box for tomorrow. And I wouldn't be surprised if we add even more counties to this thing later in the week. So you folks in northeast Georgia feel like you're being left out. No, you're not. It's plenty out there as well. So one thing that may save you is elevation. If you got that, that definitely helps you out a little bit. So anyway, let's talk about our heat safety. Okay, that's very important. You guys know what you're supposed to do. Drinking water, no adult beverages. It's not count as a water source, folks. Your SPC, your sunscreen on, light weather clothing. Take breaks if you're going to be out in this for any length of time. You can get dehydrated very quickly, and you do not want to become a heat casualty. So again, pop-up shower thunderstorm today. We'll do it again for tomorrow too. Again, anything will be, if you get a raindrop over you, you won the rain lottery for the day. Just know that we're going to be on the dry side here for the rest of the week with just an isolated shower thunderstorm. When you got this kind of heat, you can always got a chance to perhaps bubble up. You could probably put a 20% in there just about every day this week. But the good news is I expect the rain chances to go up going into the weekend. That will slowly back us off temperature-wise going into next week. When I say get us back down to normal, like see 93 on Sunday, I'm thinking we're like maybe 91 like by Monday, which is closer to where we're supposed to be. 89 is a normal high. I think by first week of July we're actually popping 90, so we get back to closely the normal here as we go later in the week. So obviously we got the big match on Wednesday. We're gonna have a lot of folks out there at City Olympic Park. Just make sure you take advantage of the cooling stations and the water stations and take the break. As you can see, the rain chances come up for the weekend. That's very important. So we get a little more shower activity, a little more thunderstorms, help perhaps cool us down a little bit. And the big high pressure ridge that's responsible for our hot weather currently is going to break down by the time we get into the weekend. So we should see some improvements there. So, so again, we got the big road race this weekend. It's going to be just brutal, just very, very bad for the road race there. We got a couple storms for the afternoon. Fireworks should be okay. The storm should be getting out there by the evening time. So here's the forecast ahead. Going to cold us pretty much in the mid-90s. Overnight lows stay very much in the upper 70s here in town. And again, we'll start the trend downward a little bit to next week. It does. I know folks are concerned about when we've been getting out of drought. We've been getting some improvements there. We probably going to slide back a little bit this week on the update on Thursday, but I do not see us going back into drought conditions where this big heat dome is just going to sit there for the month, though. It's going to break down, so that's good news there.
Looking forward to that breakdown, Greg.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, thank you, as always, for the update. We'll see you again here upcoming at 3, Greg. It's going to be hot, guys. Make sure you hydrate. But let's get to an update we're getting regarding wildfires, because federal officials have identified the firefighters killed battling fast-moving flames in Utah. They're being remembered today, including one here from the southeast region. The U.S. Forest Service just identified those firefighters. One is 27-year-old Sydney Watson of Warrior, Alabama, who died alongside 2 other firefighters on Saturday. Now, officials say the crew was assigned to a specialized heli attack team, which uses helicopters to reach remote areas and stop new fires before they grow out of control. Investigators say this 5-member crew was overrun by flames, and they deployed emergency fire shelters in an attempt to survive. 3 firefighters died while 2 others suffered burns. This tragedy comes as wildfires continue to rage across the West, where thousands of firefighters are now battling more than 24 large blazes. We'll continue to keep you updated as we get new information on that. But in the meantime, let's talk about what is happening in the aftermath of those 2 deadly Venezuelan earthquakes. The death toll continues to climb, and it now stands at nearly 1,500 people killed. Just unfathomable. Now more aid from international communities is starting to come in, but at the same time, it's a desperate race to try to find survivors. The good news is some more survivors have been found. It has been 4 days since those 2 devastating earthquakes hit northern Venezuela. Rescue teams have pulled people from the rubble. 1 woman and her 18-month-old baby were rescued and are now in stable condition. Relatives of the missing say they're going to continue to search. The moments of hope do stand in contrast to the growing death toll. Time is running out for the survivors, and rescue teams say they can't rush the process because they're trying to get rubble and debris and other things that have fallen off in a way to save lives. You may have seen that Argentine soccer player Lucas Trejo lost his wife and 2 daughters, or 2 children, in the quakes, and another soccer player, an Argentinian, Hector Bello's partner, died shielding their baby daughter who survived. Aid from international communities are ramping up. At least 27 countries have sent help, including the U.S., with more than 300 American first responders now on the ground, combing through the rubble. Venezuelan officials are saying it's not enough. The earthquake response has led to significant public backlash. Many have expressed frustration over how the government has handled what is being called the worst natural disaster in Venezuela's history. The State Department says it's increasing its financial commitment to $300 million in humanitarian aid, and also partnering with private companies like Walmart to deliver badly needed supplies. In the meantime, it's not just the emotional and physical lives lost. We're also talking about some physical changes to geography and landscape after this earthquake, because the earthquakes that struck Venezuela this past week may have shifted part of an eastern neighbor there in the Caribbean's coastal landscape. You can see part of the shoreline on Trinidad and Tobago there near the village of Cedros. It appears to be uprooted as much as 20 feet above water, pushing the sea further away from the land. Large cracks and dead sea life can be seen in the beach area. One man who fishes in the area regularly says he discovered the change on the shore the morning after those earthquakes. He thinks the changes came suddenly. Take a listen to what he had to say.
So normally, here would be a flat, just like how the whole shoreline looking. So that be flat. That rise wasn't gradual. That was instantaneous, like a split-second rise. And the reason why I'm telling you that because all the marine life and the marine life get trapped between rocks, and normally marine life, any form of danger, they would get out in a split second. Well, I mean real fast.
Only 7 miles separates Venezuela from Trinidad and Tobago, the twin Caribbean island nation, at their closest points. So that is, they're very close by, and you can see why the quake might have affected this. So as we continue here, you guys, I'm taking a look at our timing. We're going to check in on some more news items here coming up. We might have a breaking update. We're going to see if we can fit it in here as we continue at 2 o'clock. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks so much for being here in the 2 o'clock hour. Let's get out to some breaking news in Coweta County. We're learning about a heavy police presence on I-85 here. It looks like in Coweta County, and our Doug Evans rushed over to get more information at this scene. Doug, if you can hear me, are you able to join us live and talk a little bit about what's unfolding here in Coweta? See, I'm not sure if Doug is dialed in or if he can hear me. So we will, if I hear Doug, we will go to him and see what he has to say. But at last check, Doug had let us know that he was on I-85 there in Coweta County. He's providing us a live look there in the interstate. Doug had said that he was investigating a heavy police presence there along the interstate. And we'll continue to keep you updated as we get new information on this situation.
Hey, Ariel, can you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you now, Doug. I understand you're on I-85. What's happening there?
Yes, Ariel, good afternoon. We can tell you from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office that that agency was involved in a shootout on the interstate here within the last hour. The interstate, as you can see live from our picture here on Fox Local, is completely shut down at this hour. Traffic is crawling and they're trying to exit these cars off the road. I understand this happened at Forest Road and Interstate 85. That's actually in Meriwether County. There's just a spit of Meriwether County that kind of crosses the highway separating Coweta and Troup County. It was a Coweta County Sheriff's deputy that we're told was involved in a traffic stop that started in Coweta County, went over into Meriwether County. There was an exchange of gunfire. The deputy, we're told, is okay. We're waiting for word on the motorist that was involved in this. The sheriff's office, I just got off the phone with them a short time ago. They tell me that they're working to get the details right now, and they tell me that they have requested the GBI to come down and assist them in this and take over the investigation of the shooting, and that's protocol. That happens regardless of the circumstances. And so the GBI will be heading down here as well. I-85 at this time, and I'm at the 36-mile marker, so I'm probably just about a mile from that scene right now. Traffic is backed up, as you can see live, so it's a mess. So you'll want to get off before this exit. I think there's an exit somewhere in Grantville that you can get off if you're traveling and able to do that. But it is a mess. We expect Ariel to be hearing from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office any time now.
Doug, thank you so much for the update. I know that people are going to be trying to get home from work here soon. I can see it's backed up. It does look like a mess. So you said before mile marker 36, make sure you get off. As we get more information, Doug, we will check back in with you for anything new. I see that you're continuing to inch there along the interstate, and your shot does look like it actually might be freezing up. So we'll let you continue to gather information. We'll see you again here at 3 with anything you can learn. But you guys, according to Doug's latest information that he was able to gather from the sheriff's office there, they were involved in a shootout along I-85 in Coweta County near Meriwether County, and he will be working to get us the latest details. Let's continue along here at 2 o'clock and talk about something that the FBI has been closely following here in Atlanta, because, you know, with the World Cup, we've seen so many different agencies at work making sure that the rules are followed and people are safe. One of the big rules for the FIFA World Cup was a moratorium on drones, and yet still people might try to fly their drones. As we can see from the latest confiscation numbers, FBI Atlanta taking over 70 drones. Ray Urena joining us live to talk about some of these latest numbers. Ray, I understand that there were some very strict rules about putting drones up during the World Cup. FBI Atlanta making sure those rules are enforced.
Absolutely, Ariel. And they're taking each one of these incursions or these entrances into restricted airspace very seriously. The FBI says that the total number of drones that they've seized since the World Cup is now at 76. And you may remember at the beginning of June, that's when they started when the FAA put in a temporary flight restriction over Atlanta Stadium, kind of like a blanket over parts of downtown. The FBI says that on match days, that TFR, as it's known in the aviation world, is set at a 3-mile diameter versus on FanFest days, that's at a 1-mile diameter around Centennial Olympic Park. So a big chunk of downtown, you cannot fly a drone. But I do want to show you all some video that we got back on Friday. Now this is exclusive to Fox 5, where we actually see well, it looks like we don't have that video, but it does. But it shows an FBI agent actually going into to grab one of these drones that landed on the floor and seize it and take it into possession of evidence. And the FBI tells me that the punishments for this can be up to a year in prison. You can face up to a $100,000 fine, plus people can also get their drone taken away. We spoke with the special agent in charge, Marlo Graham. She says that right now they have, of course, seized the 76 drones, but these are still working their way through the judicial system, so they haven't actually put out any penalties of these just yet. But she says that the majority of the drones that they've encountered have been of standard size and not those oversized drones that may potentially carry a payload. She talked about the experienced pilots or the experience of the pilots that their agents have been encountered. She says that the overwhelming majority of them have been inexperienced. This is what she had to say in our conversation earlier today.
The drones have been kind of the standard size. I will say we haven't seen as many of the very large drones that would usually kind of be able to have a payload, if you will. We haven't seen a lot of those, thankfully, but a lot of the pilots have been very novice, hobbyist, and so those pilots are inexperienced, and oftentimes when you get an inexperienced pilot, it often means an unstable moving drone. So I will say that for the most part, we've seen some people who literally bought their drone the day prior and put it up the next day and were completely unaware of the flight restrictions that are in place. So I think we've definitely seen overarching, the consensus is that inexperienced pilots.
Batted at 120.
And I believe we do have that video that I was mentioning earlier. This video was shot by a photojournalist, Jim Zorn, back on Friday, which was, of course, a FanFest day. And you can see that there's an FBI agent. We've blurred their faces as per, because the FBI has requested it. They are an active investigator. But we have blurred the face of that FBI agent. You can see that FBI agent going up to that drone, seizing it, and taking it into possession. Now imagine, now you see the size of the drone on that. Imagine 75 other ones that are similar to that. So the FBI says that they've seen nefarious plots or nefarious activity with drones in the past, and that's kind of why they're taking this seriously. It's also because a moving drone up in the air, the last thing that they want, Ariel, is that drone to come down on a crowd of people. They say that not only can the impact of the drone potentially hitting someone on the from above, from a few hundred feet up, cause some damage, but also when that drone hits the ground, the crowd can scatter, and that could also create a kind of a secondary issue that law enforcement has to take care of.
Especially when you think about how packed some of these FIFA Fan Festival days have been, Ray, and in and around downtown Atlanta. So thanks for the update. I know we'll see you again later this evening as the FBI continues to progress with these numbers. I'm sure it's not going to stop here with the confiscations, but maybe some of this reporting will help people understand why they don't want those drones up during the World Cup. So, Ray, thank you very much. As we continue, you guys, let's briefly talk about what is ahead, because we are now in the round of 32 matches, right? And Team USA is going to play Bosnia and Herzegovina on Wednesday, and they are getting ready for that match. We're also preparing for more matches here in Atlanta. We have another round of 32 match and a round of 16 match coming up before those semifinals. So The next game in Atlanta will be the Democratic Republic of Congo versus England. And in the meantime, fans are watching their teams at various watch parties here around Atlanta. So our Eric Len went out to the Battery for a watch party with Brazil and Japan. You can see fans out there live at the Battery. Eric, if you can hear me, what's the atmosphere like at the Battery right now?
Well, Ariel, there's probably about 90 Brazilian fans out here at the Battery today watching the match. The match has been a very defensive struggle. There's been lots of nervous Brazil fans here until the second half when Brazil tied the game at 1-1. To put it in perspective about Brazil, if you were to compare Brazil to college football teams in America, Brazil is the Alabama Crimson Tide. They've won more World Cups than any other nation on earth. So their fan base is extremely loyal and passionate, and it's been a very beautiful day out here at the Battery to watch the game, and there's been a nice breeze, believe it or not, so it's been rather comfortable.
Eric, it's really cool to hear the perspective and see all the fans. I mean, I know Brazil has such a storied legacy, and not surprising they have a lot of fans here in Atlanta. I understand this game started around 1 o'clock, so it might be what minute of the game are we in now?
We are currently in the 85th minute with the game tied, so once they're tied at 90, they're going to go to extra time, so that can be sometimes really long. I've seen matches in the past in World Cups that have gone like 120 or 130 minutes, so they'll basically play, I think, until they win. Somebody gets a go-ahead goal. But it's an exciting time. This whole World Cup has been an incredible experience in Atlanta. I mean, yours truly, I got to Atlanta in 1998, so I missed the Olympics. But for me, covering this World Cup has been the closest thing, I think, to the Olympics. And I've really actually treasured every moment of being able to cover this event.
I think you said it best. I feel the same way. You know, when we as journalists are able to get close to the action like this, things that people are so happy to be a part of, it's just really special. And you think about all the energy of those who have saved their money for so long to come to a World Cup, share it with their loved ones. It's truly special, and I'm glad we're here to be a part of it with them. So, Eric, I'm looking at our timing, and I know it's time to move on, but I appreciate the live look from the Battery. I know we'll see you here upcoming at 3 for a last look there as Japan and Brazil continue to play. Straight ahead, you guys, we have some more news, so stay tuned. Welcome in, everyone. I'm Ariel Onstadt. Thanks so much for being live here with us at 2 o'clock. Let's talk about something really special. One golfer is playing for hours, more than 24 hours, as I understand it, to raise money for children's health care in Liberia. Our Chris Rosenthal joins us live. And Chris, it is great to see you. We have about 2 to 3 minutes here, so I'd love to learn as much as I can within that time.
Yeah, we're about halfway through a 37-hour marathon golf outing here by Mike Woodard. We're going to get right to it. Mike, you know, you're going through this course, 37 hours. First of all, how you feeling?
Honestly, I feel a lot better than expected. My hips are a little shut down. Can't really swing the golf club too well, but overall, legs feel good, and we're over halfway there, so now we're just kind of counting down instead of counting up.
Yeah, I mean, halfway through. Started last night, expecting to finish tomorrow. Talk to me about the cause here. Tell me, why are you doing this here?
Yeah, it's just, sometimes you just got to do radical things to raise awareness for the simple things that we see as simple, but as people in West Africa see as life-changing. So we're just trying to raise awareness for Live 2540 and the Jesus Loves Me Center. There's thousands of kids that they treat every year, and West Africa, primarily Liberia, and just raising awareness around what they treat: malaria, typhoid.
Yeah.
He mentioned them all earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain's a little foggy.
Oh, no, understood. It's been a long day and it's hot, so.
Yeah, we're just trying to raise awareness for that. Like, it's as simple as this $38 that can change a kid's life. That can save a kid's life, and that's just really what we're pushing is not only how we can support, but how important it is to support them.
Absolutely. And talk to me about the goal and how people can donate.
Yeah, so the goal is $150,000. I believe I'm correct on that. You can donate at live2540.org. And like Daryl said earlier, is $38 a month is kind of the goal. As simple as 4 or 5 Starbucks a month. You're changing kids' lives every single month, and that's just the goal. Is just to even if not supporting, just go there and read about the story and what Daryl and this organization has done. It is it's a blessing to me for sure, and it's a blessing to this community, and we just want more folks to be aware of it.
A little bit of pain for you, hot, tired, muscle aches, but that you're saying earlier, that's kind of nothing compared to what these people go through.
I'm blessed to be out here. We're lucky to be born here. We don't get to choose, where we're born. So I think with that blessing comes a responsibility. They don't get to choose where they're born. And so I just feel like it's a fulfillment, it's a calling by God. And so this little bit of pain is to raise support for something so important. It is just temporary. The pain is temporary.
Wonderful. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I think you're looking for one of the balls up here and playing pretty well from what I see so far. So we'll let you get back to it. So, yeah, Mike Woodard raising money for healthcare efforts in West Africa here at the Cartersville Country Club. He'll be here playing straight through all the way into tomorrow. No sleep.
Oh my goodness, Chris, no sleep, and in this heat, kudos to them. I know 37 hours is quite a long time, especially in the current temperatures we've been facing. So what a wonderful cause. Chris Rosenthal, thanks for joining us live. As we continue along here with the time we have left, I want to make sure that we get out to our Eli Jordan, who has been speaking with a local entrepreneur. And Eli, I understand this woman has the perfect cure for the heat we're currently facing.
Oh, I would definitely say so, Ariel. This is one of the most refreshing cures for the heat that we're facing. I am here with the tropical chick fruits. Hey, tropical chick,
hello,
also known as Nina Smith. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
So you are the tropical chick that we see on the Instagrams handing out the good tasty, refreshing refreshments to the workers on the streets, the APD, Georgia State Patrol, all that good stuff. So tell me, how'd you get started, and where can people find you and order some stuff?
You can find me on Instagram at tropicalchick_fruits. I do have meetup points we can meet throughout the day and times to get you a fresh cup of fruits.
So you're just on this buggy.
Yes.
And you got, you already had some prior, engagements to drop those off. And,
yes.
But you're all around Atlanta, aren't you?
I'm going to move and groove. Yes, I am.
So, I mean, just tell me, what all kind of fruit you got here? We got all kinds of different fruit packages.
So we have the everything blend, which is the watermelon, pineapple, strawberry, grapes, mango, kiwi blend here.
Oh, yeah. I might have to munch on that here in a few minutes.
And then you can also go ahead and spruce it up if you want to go sweet, do the parfait mix here, or you can go sweet, salty, which is the lime, tahini, vinegar, salt, pepper, however you want it.
And so tell me, what are the reactions when of people when you show up with these ice cold fruits? So you got the nice cooler
just
there?
Like that right there, telling me to go, girl. They're excited, they're enthused as far as what it is. So yeah, thank you.
It's how long you been doing this?
Since 2019. So we've been doing it for a minute.
And so I mean, you got all your proper FIFA paperwork for World Cup going on, and we're gonna have a hot stretch here coming into the 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
So I mean, business is gonna be picking up for you pretty good. You think? Huh?
That's the goal. That is definitely the goal. So come, show the love.
And so what are one of your favorites though? What are the crowd favorites? Would you say?
I'd say the favorite is the everything blend, because that way you get the best of both worlds, which is the pineapple and the watermelon. Of course, you're still going to get your toppings, which consist of the strawberry, grapes, mango, kiwi, blueberries.
Awesome. Now, Ariel, the way I discovered tropical chick fruits, I was like sitting on Instagram last night, and I just came across this video of Georgia State Patrol pulling over, saying, "Give me some goods," and she was like, "You found me," and he was like, "Yeah, I looked you up and I got you." And I was like, "You know what? This is really cool that these guys out on the street working hard, construction workers, APD, Georgia State Patrol, she's able to provide a nice, cool refreshment." Yes, and I think it's really cool that Nina has gotten out and made her own way here, selling these fruits, cutting them up fresh every day, and
awesome,
selling them. They're $10 a pop here, and you can get your own office catered to if you want to. Tropical Chick _fruits on your Instagram.
Perfect, Eli.
Or TikToks.
Yes.
Thanks, Nina.
Really great to see. I know you'll join us again another time here upcoming at 3, Eli, to give us a look. Wonderful, refreshing way to stay cool in these hot temperatures. As we continue, you guys, the news is coming at 3 o'clock with Tom Haynes, so stay tuned. I'm Ariel Onstadt. Thanks so much for being here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 3 p.m. streaming hour on this Monday afternoon. I'm Tom Haynes. Hope you're staying cool out there. If you are in the North Georgia area, you know we are cooking today. Meteorologist Greg Majeski coming up here in just a couple of minutes to give us the rest of our work week's forecast to tell us if it will cool down at all this week. But I want to get you out to some breaking news first and join our Doug Evans, who's headed to a scene along I-85. Doug, just stuck in jam-packed traffic out there on the interstate after what we understand, Doug, as an officer-involved shooting. What more can you tell us about what happened?
Hey, good afternoon, Tom. It's a hot, hot day here on Interstate 85 as we're creeping and crawling southbound on Interstate 85, just a short distance from the Highway 35 exit off of Interstate 85 South. That's where we're told by the Coweta County Sheriff's deputies that one of their deputies was involved in a shooting with a motorist during a traffic stop. We're told that the deputy is okay. We're waiting to hear more about the other person involved. What were the circumstances that led up to this shooting? How is that person doing? Right now, the GBI has been requested to come and help with the investigation, and it is ongoing, we're told, by the GBI at this time, who is now on the scene. Meantime, traffic on Interstate 85 southbound is standstill, as you see. We're just creeping and crawling. It's bumper to bumper. This starts around the highway, the 37-mile marker on Interstate 85 South. So if you have plans to head south down the interstate, say to Montgomery or to Auburn or Troup County, you are going to run into this traffic right now and this crime scene that is unfolding there. Tom, we understand that the traffic stop happened actually in Meriwether County, but this is an incident that started in Coweta County. Meriwether County, there's just a little spit of Meriwether County that crosses Interstate 85 and separates Coweta from Troup County. And it's there in that just little bit of area that this officer-involved shooting happened. We're told that it was at the Forest Road overpass on Interstate 85.
I'm just sort of mapping exactly where you are, Doug, and the backup situation that's a result of all this, wondering how far that backup actually goes on the interstate southbound, as you said, and whether the road is up where that incident took place is closed at this point, or are they just kind of slowing down traffic as this investigation just begins to unfold?
Yeah, Tom, I'm probably less than a mile from.
All right, looks like we lost the signal with Doug Evans. The picture there frozen, as you could see, or maybe traffic's just not moving in that area. But as Doug mentioned, I-85 and Forest Road on the south side of the city, the police investigation really just beginning. The GBI will be called in to assist in this investigation because it is an officer-involved shooting. But as you could see, if you're stuck in this, and you might be listening to us on the radio, 107.9 HD2 FM, where we're always simul-streaming, you could see that the traffic backup. Doug said that he's about a mile away from where this all happened. You can imagine the traffic probably stretches back even further from where he is right now. But Doug creeping along this scene, as soon as he gets set up there and can find out more information as to the circumstances about what happened here, we'll check back in with our Doug Evans. Now to another situation, this one also breaking here within the past couple of hours out of Henry County, where police say that a man is in custody after a home was surrounded in Stockbridge. Let's go straight out to our Angelique Proctor, who is on top of the developments for us this afternoon. Angelique, you got moved to this story late in the game while covering something else. Tell us what's going on here.
Well, good afternoon to you, Tom. What we do know is that this case has been a high priority for Henry County since 9 o'clock this morning, and it really just wrapped up about 2 o'clock when they say they got the suspect into custody. Now, what they're telling us right now is that this started as a domestic call at 9 a.m., and apparently the suspect surrendered at 2 p.m. We just talked to a neighbor who said that he sat outside the subdivision for 6 hours, could not get to his home because of what unfolded here. Now, we're on Great Oaks Branch in Henry County near Stockbridge, and what they did was close East Atlanta Road for all of that time. The SWAT team moved in, and they worked for many hours trying to get a man who they believed had a gun outside of the home, and it was a very tedious process. A lot of the neighbors now getting the word that they can head back. The SWAT team worked for hours. Now, what we do know is that when I got here, I was able to see the man who is now the suspect. Police had him in the driveway. Everything appeared to be very calm as they were taking him into custody. We saw the SWAT team move out of here. And the good news is that there were no injuries, no problems with this. Police have not yet released the name of the suspect or what his charges may be. That is something that we are trying to find out. I have also asked them via email if there were any additional family members inside the house when this started about 9 o'clock this morning, because they said it was a domestic call, but they have not responded to that. They say they really don't want to release a whole lot of additional information. I had one of the neighbors to tell me that they thought they saw this same thing play out a year ago at this same house, a domestic call that involved the SWAT team. So we'll, of course, be asking about that as well. But everyone here pretty much relieved that there was no violence here as this man was taken into custody. Tom?
Because we know that those things can escalate quickly, Angelique, and we know you arrived there a little bit late in the game. We did see your video, however, of that suspect under arrest, the SWAT team surrounding that home. I'm just, I always kind of observe what's happening behind you. It looks like a beautiful, quite picturesque neighborhood there, somewhere where something like this doesn't really happen very often. The neighbors must be kind of wondering what the heck is going on, unless they know that there have been situations inside this house before.
Well, the neighbors did tell me this is normally a very quiet area here in Henry County. They did, however, though, say this particular house, they've seen the police here before. I know the family was just outside. I'm going to try to go over and talk to them to see if they are willing to share anything about what happened here. But the good news, it all ended quietly.
You said it. All right, Angelique, we'll let you go news gather. We'll see you later this afternoon on our newscast at 4, 5, and 6. Angelique Proctor with breaking news live on the scene in Henry County for us. Angelique, thanks so much. I want to talk to you about a very heartbreaking development that happened this morning. This massive community search for a missing boy comes to a tragic end in Clayton County. Rescue crews recovered the body of 6-year-old Ramon Jett from a pond this morning. The nonverbal boy vanished Sunday from the Sutter Lake apartment complex in Riverdale, where family members were sleeping at the time, we understand. Officials say neighboring agencies brought in specialized tracking teams to help in the operation. At one point today, we saw swimmers or scuba personnel in that pond, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, searching for that child's body. It was found in what is being described as that sand pond, just 125 yards from where he was last seen. Police briefed the public on the extensive search effort just a few hours ago.
Good afternoon. I'm Major Frank Thomas, Clayton County Police Department. As y'all know, we started an investigation yesterday in reference to Ramon Jett, RJ, went missing from the residence he was staying at with his family. Clayton County Police, along with our numerous partners, Clayton County Fire and Emergency Services, Clayton County Sheriff's Office, Spalding County Sheriff's Office, Fayette County Sheriff's Office, City of Jonesboro, City of Morrow, and numerous civilians went searching for RJ. We employed drones, helicopters, dive teams in order to find him. Being said he was autistic, we had some struggles. He also had a little bit of time from the time that they noticed him missing to the time that we were able to be on scene. We worked last night till a little after midnight with the help of DNR as well. They were able to come out with a boat and help us, but we had to call it off last night due to the darkness and not being able to find anything at the time. We resumed this morning again at promptly at 6 a.m. At approximately 9:12, we had a visual sighting in the pond, which we were afraid of. At 9:20, we confirmed it was RJ, and then removed him from said pond, unfortunately. We're deeply heartbroken about it. We don't like to see that, but we did the best we could and try to bring him back to his family.
How far is this pond from the location where he went missing?
I'd say probably about 125 yards, maybe.
Now, you said you guys received the call that he was missing a little later. Can you tell us the timeline of when that was?
From my understanding, the timeline, he went missing around 12, and I think around 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when we were notified. I think, the family was doing their due diligence search, trying to find him first, and then notifying us immediately.
You guys had a lot of resources out there. I mean, it wasn't just Clayton County. I think we saw Jonesboro, Riverdale. Talk a little bit more about those resources and the importance of having all of that.
Oh, absolutely. It's very important to us as an agency and as a county to use everything we can, and the ones that want to come help us. Outlying County, Spalding County, Fayette County, they came to Clayton to help us. They had, bloodhound dogs that we don't have, but they were willing to bring their resources. Actually, Troup County was on the way with a different resource this morning to help us. And it's vital for the community. It's what we have to do, and just as well, Clayton County will volunteer our resources to our neighboring counties and cities to help them in times of need.
In addition to the support from other police departments, there's been so much support from the community. This story has really touched a lot of people's hearts. What did it mean to you as a department to see such an outpouring, and I'm sure lots of tips as well?
Oh, absolutely. There was a lot of citizens coming up helping. They were bringing the officers water, trying to keep them hydrated as well so they can keep on searching. It means a lot to us. The police department and law enforcement is just an extension of the community, because we all live in the communities as well, so we're glad to be out there with our fellow citizens.
You mentioned the water, but it's an incredibly hot day, and
Yes.
what would be efforts done to keep the rescue crew safe and productive?
Try to keep them in the shade as much as we can and hydrate. We try to feed them as much water. We had the Clayton County Fire and Emergency Services air light truck out there yesterday, just giving guys bottles of water, Gatorade, anything to keep them hydrated.
How important is it, especially when we're dealing with a child that's autistic and nonverbal, I think maybe to call you guys right away, to get your resources out there?
I would have preferred that families call us immediately, because the sooner you call us, it takes us just a little bit of time to get our resources out there, but the sooner the better. We always want a happy outcome. Don't always get that, but that's what we would like.
A couple questions just to ask is, do you expect any charges from this?
No.
And is there an official autopsy being done on the body? Do you have a cause of death?
So we don't have a cause of death yet. Clay County Medical Examiner came out, and they were transferring RJ to the GBI crime lab.
Is there an ongoing criminal investigation then?
I can't say at this time.
I know that you guys were out yesterday, looking around the water. You may have this answer, you may not. You guys moved the body and pulled it up later on.
So what led us to the water yesterday was the bloodhounds from Fayette County. They led us to that water line. We went out there, put our dive team in, but of course I think we started that, it was 8-something at night, and it was getting dark pretty quick, and that's when DNR came out and started to help us drag the bottom of the pond to hopefully locate something. Then this morning is when we found him, and it was a little ways away from where we were initially dragging and where the bloodhounds took us.
Was he submerged completely?
No.
He was floating?
Yes.
I know that this isn't the ideal outcome, but at least to provide some closure?
Absolutely. It provided closure for the family.
Without discussing the criminal investigation or whatever investigation may be going on, to what extent was this preventable?
A lot of things.
Situations like this.
Well, this not being RJ's regular residence, according to the mom, at their residence, they have other safety measures in place. You know, higher locks versus the standard, normal door handle we all have. She said they actually have higher locks on their doors, which keeps this from happening. So it is preventable. Sometimes just watching them a little bit closer is preventable.
How hard was this for your team being out here and obviously dealing with your child? It's a little more sensitive.
It was difficult for our team. We do have the resources taking care of them right now. We do peer support. We have our chaplains here to take care of them, to give them any help they need. But it weighs on everybody. Most officers are parents, even grandparents like myself. So, we have kids.
Have you talked to the family about what kind of person RJ was?
Hold on a second. I couldn't hear you for that.
Have you talked to the family about what kind of person RJ was?
I didn't get into too much detail with Mom. We didn't put the boat back in this morning. I was in contact with DNR about maybe possibly bringing it back out. We put the divers in first. They were actually doing a shore search, looking again, and they saw an object, and the drone unit came in, flew above the object, and was able to identify from there. And then the dive team went in, swam to where it was, brought him back to shore. Right. Thank y'all.
That was Major Frank Thomas, the Clayton County Police Department, talking about the harrowing efforts to find this missing boy who went missing and then was tragically discovered dead this morning in a little area pond. The Clayton County Medical Examiner's Office is going to transfer the body to the GBI Crime Lab for an official autopsy. Authorities have not yet determined a definitive cause of death, the circumstances by which this little boy wandered off in the first place. But he said that this discovery, as tragic as it was, it does offer the family at least a little bit of closure now with this horrible discovery which just happened this morning there in Clayton County. Let's shift gears and take you outside live to the FIFA Fan Festival, where things are heating up. It is open tonight for the knockout round, 32 knockout matches. There's a major catch if you're planning to head down there. All free general admission tickets are completely sold out. You have to register ahead of time, or if you wanted to go down there, that's what you have to do. You don't want to be down there today because it is absolutely scorching outside, and you can see nobody really is this afternoon. Atlanta's Fan Fest has officially clocked the highest attendance of any host city in the country, and because they capped daily attendance at 15,000, they've been turning people away at the gates who didn't have a reservation, as I said, to register online to get in. Speaking of, the stakes are high as the World Cup knockout round kicks into high gear. While soccer fans have their favorite teams, not all of them are going to make it through. Unlike the group stage, teams are instantly eliminated from the tournament if they lose. South Africa felt that sting on Sunday, defeated by Canada 1-0. The U.S. men's national team has been busy practicing ahead of their match against Bosnia on Wednesday at San Francisco's Bay Area Stadium. 3 rounds of 32 matches scheduled throughout today. Brazil takes on Japan, Germany faces Paraguay, and the Netherlands plays Morocco. Speaking of, there is going to be quite a scene in Cobb County at the Battery as fans get ready for a massive World Cup showdown tonight. Let's head out to the Battery now live. Send it out to photojournalist Eric Len, who's live there previewing this Japan v. Brazil watch party. Eric?
Well, good afternoon, Tom. That match just ended about 20 minutes ago with a thrilling 2-1 win by Brazil, scoring in the last minute of the game. It was truly a classic soccer game. Brazil is an iconic power in the world, and Japan Japan gave them everything they could handle this afternoon, and now we're just waiting till 4 o'clock when Germany starts, and the fans will come back here to watch the Germany game. But what's interesting is there was probably about close to 100 Brazil fans out here, and they were living and dying literally on every single play during this match. It was really cool to watch, and it was really, believe it or not, despite the weather, it was a really enjoyable afternoon out here.
I mean, I can see there's people out there despite the heat. I mean, does it feel as hot as it looks? Because just walking in from my car into the station this afternoon, it was scorching. But I guess that's not stopping people from getting out there enjoying the games.
I'll say this, there's been a consistent breeze all afternoon, which makes it a little less miserable, but also there's been some cloud cover, and there is a lot of shade here at the Battery, so if you do come out, there is some places where you could be cool, and there's the fountains over where the kids cool off, like Centennial Olympic Park. So there's plenty of ways to stay cool here at the Battery, and like you said earlier, the downtown is sold out tonight, so why not come up here for the next 2 matches?
What motivates, and I know, Eric, you've been talking to some fans out there, somebody to go out to the Battery to watch these matches? Is it a sense of, team spirit, camaraderie, just wanting to be out there doing something with the kids who are off for the summer?
I think it's a combination of all those things. I also think what it is it's a chance for you to be together with your fellow fans. I mean, these matches only occur every 4 years, so I think it's a chance for fellow countrymen to get together, and even just fans of the country's soccer team to get together. But it's also a chance for the kids to be with parents and grandparents. I mean, from a standpoint, it's pretty much no different than what you would see on a Saturday afternoon in, say, in Athens or in Auburn, Alabama. Just family getting together, enjoying a moment, and it's obviously a moment once every 4 years, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish it were cool for real, but we know it's not. It's stifling hot out there, but that's not stopping people from having a good time. Our photojournalist Eric Lynn there on the scene. We know you stayed a little extra late for us this afternoon here for the 3 p.m. streaming hour. Eric, we appreciate it very much. When we come back, talking about the heat, boy, it is plenty out there. Plenty hot, that is, as summertime here in North Georgia has officially arrived. Meteorologist Greg Majeski here with us on this Monday afternoon to tell us how long this hot weather is going to last as we continue. But, out in LA, it's Nice and cool out there. We're talking about the weather in Los Angeles. That's an open stadium, right?
Yeah.
They got the Pacific breeze coming in, so it's nice and cool out in Southern California.
San Francisco probably not as bad either.
Not so much in the southeast,
No,
however. We are getting gripped by heat out here.
We got a great dome, though. I mean, a great,
A dome of heat, yes, but a nice dome over Atlanta Stadium, right?
Stadium is awesome. It's air conditioned, 74 degrees in there. It's nice, but close at home, nah. We got heat, we got humidity, we got some thunderstorms actually. Tom popping over in there in South Carolina. These might sneak into east portions of our area. It was the eastern portions that had the best chance for some scattered storms today, like from Toccoa down to Athens and Eatonton. Those areas over there were favored, and we kept it at 20% for the western zones just in case something popped. But we were kind of favoring the eastern zone. So only bad thing with these storms is that they just rise the humidity level, makes it feel even more uncomfortable out there for you. Get a few rains over there toward Toccoa. So anyway, let's talk about those temperatures, shall we? Let's see what the latest 3 o'clock temperatures are. All right, so we got the northwesterly flow. We're in the mid 90s there in Covington and Eatonton and Athens, and 94 over in Rome. It's just hot. At least we got a bit of a breeze. We're not going to have that wind tomorrow. There'll be no breeze tomorrow. Winds will be pretty light tomorrow, but get me that humidity, and boom, here we go. 106 in Covington, 106 over in Athens, 114 today. It's just, yikes. And, it's just going to be, this is what we got for the rest of the week, folks. It's not going anywhere. We're going to be dealing with it all week long with these triple-digit Freon-like temperatures that are just going to be around. So these were the peaks yesterday. We're going to pop these even higher again for today. That's for sure. Things are the way they're looking right now. And those northwestern counties were just added for tomorrow. So you can kind of see where this is for the rest of today, and then those northwest counties, they added that, like where Calhoun is up toward Chattanooga. Those were added for tomorrow. So same time frame, noon to 8 o'clock. If you don't have to be outside, don't. Just stay inside and stay comfortable as best you can. That's for sure. Now, if you can't, if you got to go outside and you got to do stuff, just make sure you're drinking water, sunscreen, light colored clothes, because darker clothes actually absorb the heat if you didn't know that. Makes you feel even worse outside. And take breaks, stay in the shade, do the smart thing. We're used to the heat, but this is a normal high is supposed to be 89, and we're pumping above that, and we're going to be doing that all week long. So pretty hot and steamy out there. So again, anything today will be isolated with the rain. Same for tomorrow. Again, just a pop-up shower and thunderstorm a possibility. Want to keep a 20% in just for the whole week, just in case, because you get this kind of heat in place. You can't really rule out a stray shower or thunderstorm, really can't. So mid-90s here for this afternoon. Very, very hot and steamy, to say the least, and we're going to keep it that way all week. Now, the trend is heading downward after the 4th of July weekend, and it looks like we're getting back to like maybe 91, 73 by the time we get to Monday following week. So I think we're going to see our weather pattern. The big heat dome is going to break down. We'll get back to more of what we've been seeing most of this summer so far in June, where we get to scattered thunderstorms and temperatures a little more seasonable where they're supposed to be as we go into early next week. So just going to have to deal with it this week, folks. So of course the 4th of July weekend, got the road race. It's going to be humid. I really hate for those guys going out there.
Thank God it's at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, thank God it's early, but boy, it's going to warm up very fast, and that humidity is going to kill folks. I mean, there's just the whole two. It should be brutal. And then we got full-time heat, and then it should be any thunderstorms that pop up during the day on the 4th of July. By the time we get to evening time, they'll be winding down. We'll be looking pretty good there. So rest of the 7-day. Right now, we got the low rain chances in here. We're going to bring the rain chances up going for the weekend. In fact, I'm thinking about up in Saturday to about 50%. I mean, Sunday up to 50% now. Kind of looking at some of the new guidance coming in here. So I think we'll back temperatures off a little. It'll still be hot. It is Georgia after all. It is, but lower 70s, low 70s, and low 90s. It's just a little better than where you start popping in the middle to upper 90s, and it's just. Those few degrees can make all the difference in the world, especially when you got the humidity in.
Yeah, but for a while, I mean, we were kind of up and down in June. We got a couple cool days, nice mornings,
we
but
had a couple of them in there.
Now it looks like
I think we're
consistently here in the summer.
Yeah,
all right, and we're going to wake
July
up
now. It's
to those stifling mornings now.
Just the way it is.
Where it's just hot outside.
Yeah, it's.
Wait, all right.
When's football here again?
Not until fall.
Not until fall.
Or late summer, anyway.
Yeah, something like that.
But 4th of July, Saturday. Kind of thunderstorms. I mean, how are we?
I mean, it's just scattered storms, just your regular afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Should be all right for the road race in the morning.
All right, Greg. We know you'll be watching it all week for us. Thank you so much. Want to talk about some weather-related situations happening out in Colorado. Boy, if you didn't know any better, what we just showed you was a beautiful picture out there, but not such a beautiful situation as wildfires ran rampant across Utah. The U.S. Forestry Service just identified 3 wildland fire rescue killed in that. One 27-year-old who was from Alabama died alongside 2 other firefighters Saturday. Officials say the crew was assigned a special, what's called a heli-attack team, who uses helicopters to reach remote areas and stop new fires before they grow out of control. Now, investigators say the 5-member crew was overrun by flames and deployed emergency fire shelters in an attempt to survive. 3 firefighters again died, while 2 others suffered burns. Tragedy comes as wildfires continue to rage across the West, where thousands of firefighters are now battling some pretty serious flames out there. As much of the Southeast keeps baking here, as Greg just told us, the National Weather Service warning dangerous heat wave now setting its sights on the central and eastern portions of the United States this week, just in time for the 4th of July, celebrating America's 250th birthday, with millions of air conditioners sure to be working overtime. Mechanical engineers, architecture experts say well-maintained units are usually more efficient. They recommend cleaning air filters and clearing debris from outdoor condensing units to boost performance. Still, the lower you crank it, the higher that energy bill may become. Experts say each degree you raise the thermostat can save you roughly 1% on your electric costs. Reducing direct sunlight by closing blinds can also help keep the interior cooler. Professionals are also busting out some common AC misconceptions, noting that cranking the dial to very low temperatures does not actually cool a room any faster. They add that turning your system completely off when you leave the house can force it to work harder later rather than saving energy. The FBI is asking for the public's help to identify young boys who may have been secretly recording in public restrooms at high schools and athletic events across metro Atlanta. Federal agents uncovered illicit videos captured between February 2024 and March 26 by a freelance photographer. The suspect faces state charges for possession of child pornography after devices were seized in an unrelated investigation. Authorities say the recordings targeted boys inside men's restrooms and during sports games across Gwinnett, Jackson, and Oconee counties. The 5 specific locations involved are Mountain View High School baseball fields, Rabbit Hill Park, Mill Creek High School, and the Watkinsville Publix and Jefferson Kroger. So police putting out the warning for you in case you have any children who frequent those areas. When we come back, a Georgia golfer is on the course in Bartow County right now, attempting to break a world record. Our Chris Rosenthal is going to join us with that story when we continue. Welcome back to the 3 p.m. streaming hour here on Fox Local. I'm your host, Tom Haynes, live in the Fox 5 Atlanta newsroom. You know, a golfer in Bartow County is attempting to break a world record for a great cause. Let's go out to Chris Rosenthal at the Cartersville Country Club. This player has been playing continuously, we understand, since yesterday evening.
Well, hey, I am at the Cartersville Country Club where a world record attempt is underway. 37 straight hours of playing golf. That is the goal that golfer Mike Woodard is going for. But it's not just about breaking a record. This is for a good cause. He's partnering with Live 2540 to raise money for children's hospitals, children's health care efforts in Liberia. Their goal is $150,000 that they are looking to raise. And I spoke with Mike Woodard about this challenge that he has for himself. 37 straight hours, no sleeping, no golf carts, all walking here on the course. And I talked with him a little bit about why this is so important to him.
A friend of mine, Zach Brown, who works for Live 2540, we started a small group together about a year ago, and he brought the idea up to me, and of course, I said yes to it. I didn't really think it would actually happen, and more and more momentum grew, and I wasn't going to turn on my word, I guess. And so I guess I was just the only one crazy enough to do it, but I'm happy I did.
You feel a little crazy now that you're out here?
Yeah, a little delirious. I'm like talking to trees. Not quite yet, but I'm getting there. So it's hot. I'm just trying to stay cool, drink tons of water.
And talk to me about the goal. I mean, what is this for? What's the cause?
So we're just trying to provide compassionate health care for children in West Africa. They just opened up a pediatric center called the Jesus Loves Me Center in Liberia. It's the largest pediatric facility in West Africa, and all we're doing is just trying to raise support. I believe about 30,000 lives were saved last year, and I think they're on track to do over 50,000 this year, but it's just it's a small number in comparison to the total. I believe about 5 million kids die from malaria alone, and so while we're making a difference, we know there's a lot more we can do.
And you know, a little bit of pain for you being tired and doing this, but I'm sure that's nothing compared, huh?
No, not at all. I mean, just the stories you hear. They had a virtual kind of reality thing set up here at the Family Fun Night last night where you can actually put on some glasses and actually step foot in it. And it just, I mean, the stories you hear of like moms with babies in tow, walking not miles, walking days just to try to find care for their child, just at the hope of finding care for their child. And so for me to be able to out here on a golf course, really just it pales in comparison. Like they don't need golf courses, they don't need publicity, they just need health care. And so that's really all we're trying to do.
Yeah, and people want to, if people are seeing this and they feel inspired and they want to help out, what can they do?
Yeah, live2540.org /the record. You can also just go to live2540.org and in the menu button search for the record, and there's a donate button there, and it's really $38. That's kind of our number because it provides health care for one child, complete health care, and so it's what we spend on Starbucks a week, right? And it's just like it makes such a difference. You're changing a child's life. You're giving a mom hope. You're giving their family hope, and it's just it's powerful. So it's like if it's $38 may not seem a lot to you, but you're literally changing someone's life.
Mike estimates he'll go through all 18 holes here about 8 times here at the Cartersville Country Club. He started on Sunday and aims to finish tomorrow on Tuesday. Again, if you want to donate to this cause, you can go to the live2540.org website and donate there. Back to you.
All right, Chris Rosenthal, great cause. What an effort, by the way, especially in this heat. Chris, thanks. I want to take you to breaking news right now. Live pictures from our chopper of a scene over Coweta County, we understand. This is the sheriff's office response to what was described as an officer-involved shooting. The GBI now obviously out there assisting in this investigation, as they always are in situations like this. But you could see it has the interstate south of the city shut down. We checked in with our Doug Evans not too long ago, who was in traffic trying to get to this scene with not a lot of luck, and now you can see why as our chopper Skyfox 5 is live flying over what is an active investigation. You could see the crime scene tape up there. Again, GBI agents on the scene. This happening on the interstate down there in Coweta County. As they keep it closed for now, they kind of circled that area as this investigation just sort of begins. But you can imagine the traffic nightmare that it's causing, not only in the southbound direction as the interstate is closed, but northbound traffic as well, as onlookers pass what is an unfolding investigation. Although I don't know if Chopper can hear me or if they can back out a little bit to see where this traffic kind of ends. I'm thinking it ends right behind that accident scene, and they managed to divert traffic off of the interstate around this situation. There's the GBI crime scene vehicle there on the scene. People getting in and out of their vehicles. Don't know how they're associated with this, if at all. But it's still obviously an active investigation, and the circumstances surrounding how all of this unfolded are still sort of panning themselves out there for investigators. We do know that this was some sort of chase along I-85, according to our Doug Evans. Interesting how those respond vehicles are in a circle there. A couple of vehicles left over who might have been following right behind. Maybe they were collecting witness accounts as to what might have happened there. We just don't know. But this investigation is in its infancy as the GBI assists now in determining the circumstances leading up to the activity. Again, in Coweta County, I-85 southbound, and causing all kinds of mess on the interstate in terms of traffic, as we saw from Doug, who is, again, making his way to that scene, and then the northbound side, too, as it makes its way northward. We'll continue to stay on top of the situation and bring you information as it becomes available. Also here in the news at 3 o'clock, I want to talk about a couple of Supreme Court decisions that came down. One of them involves the Federal Reserve's governor, Lisa Cook, and the president's ability to fire her. And it upheld President Trump's ability that the agency will head at will, with one exception being the Federal Reserve. It is a move that dramatically expanded the presidential power. The court ruling in a 5-4 ruling that Cook can remain on the Federal Reserve Board. Trump accused her of mortgage fraud last year, becoming the first president to try to fire a Fed board member. Trump alleged that she illegally designated properties in 2 states as primary residences in order to receive better financing terms. Cook maintains that her firing is a result of Trump's frustrations with interest rates on the Federal Reserve. The Supreme Court also rejected a push by the president to toss out a guilty verdict in the E. Jean Carroll sexual abuse case. The High Court declined to take up the case in a brief, unexplained order on today. A jury found Trump guilty of sexually abusing Carroll at a New York City department store in the mid-1990s, awarding her $5 million. The writer and former TV talk show host was also awarded an additional $83 million after a second defamation trial. Now to the situation in Iran and negotiations there. It's a high-level situation as negotiators will meet in Qatar to try to further negotiations between the United States and Iran after both countries exchanged fire over the weekend, which kind of broke a ceasefire between Iran and the United States. The U.S. responded, striking several Iranian targets, but now both sides are reportedly returning to the negotiating table.
Iran has requested a meeting this week, so Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be flying to Doha for high-level meetings.
That's Caroline Leavitt, the U.S. press secretary, talking about the situation in Iran and those negotiations that will happen in Qatar. Before we go to break, I want to talk to you about the situation in Venezuela and more survivors being found there after the devastating earthquake that hit that country. Rescue teams still working to pull survivors from the rubble there. Crews discovered a woman and her 18-month-old baby alive. Both are reportedly in stable condition. While time is running out, specialized rescue teams say that unstable structures mean they cannot rush the search process. Meanwhile, international aid is ramping up with at least 27 countries sending in help. The United States has deployed more than 300 first responders combing through that debris. However, local officials say that the area is still in desperate need of more support as domestic resources start to run out there. When we come back, a local entrepreneur is making news and cooling down Atlanta. And we're going to tell you about that. Our Eli Jordan is going to join us here live right after the break. Welcome back, everybody. You know, a local entrepreneur is cooling down Atlanta and gaining a lot of attention on social media for her fresh fruit buggy. Let's get out to Eli Jordan, who is on this story for us. Hopefully cooling down yourself in this hot weather that we're having. Eli, what's going on out there?
Hey, Tom. Yeah, you know, I was, scrolling around on the Instagram last night, and I ran into this fresh fruit, tropical chick fruits being handed out to like APD and Georgia State Patrol and, construction workers out on the streets of Atlanta and all that. And I'm like, that's a really good story. We got a hot week coming up on us. We got World Cup, and what could be better than promoting a little entrepreneurship going on in Atlanta. And I am with the girl on the buggy, the Tropical Chicks. Tropical Chick Fruit Lady. Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, Tropical Chick. All right, so tell me, Nina Smith.
Yes.
How did you come up with this idea right here?
I just seen a food truck one day, securing Bill Kennedy over there, where they were building the Publix at the time. Lady came in with a food truck, and just was 90 degrees out how it is today. And I said, they need something cool. Those construction guys need some ice. So I said, I like eating fresh fruit when it's cold and hot outside. It cools me down every time. So I said, let me do something real quick. I did a trial run, and it just kept going from there. So never looked back.
All right, so your handle is Tropical Chick _fruit. Tropical Chick _fruit on the Instagrams and other social medias and all that, and that's how they can get a hold of you. And you also cater to offices and stuff too,
Yes,
right?
I do. So they will come out of here and they will go into platters, medium, small, and extra large, just depending on who you're trying to serve and the number of people. We can accommodate that as well.
I mean, this is such a genius but simple idea too. I mean, it's fresh fruit, cold fruit, and it refreshes people. I don't know, a hot day like today and this week, and it's healthy too. And what kind of reactions do you get when people come up and see your fruit?
You're right on time. I've been looking for you. Shoot, this is the coldest fresh fruit they've ever tasted consistently. Not just the one time and then next time it's live, it's consistent.
And also too, you got a little bit of the shenanigans you put on top of them, right?
Absolutely. So they'll come plain here, as you can see, and then we'll start building. We can go to the parfait route, which is here, and then that pairs with the granola here. Or we got the tahini lime or the everything blends, which is the everything here. And then this is the tahini lime. And then, of course, we have the Jamaican honey.
And, I mean, you've had some, kind of impressive customers. You got APD. You got the Georgia State Patrol, which is, I saw that clip, and I'm like, the Georgia State Patrol doesn't really, they don't do anything but chase people down a lot.
Yeah.
But for them to come and stop and get some of the fruit, I mean, that's a big deal.
I had stopped to get gas that morning, and I seen him. I said, hey, would you like some fresh fruit? He's like, I'm actually looking for you. Are you at 1190? And he pulls up my Instagram page. Are you Tropical Chick? You're the lady on here selling fruit. I said, yeah, that's me. He's like, I'm actually trying to find you. I said, oh, well, I'm here.
All right, so tell me about 1190 Memorial real quick.
So 1190 Memorial is where we will do our pickups only. So you will 470-955-7301 text how many cups you're looking for, what particular cup it is that you would like, and we will meet at 1190 Memorial Drive. We'll schedule a time, and I will make sure you get one of these fresh cups. Make your skin glow and your soul glow.
And they're $10 a pop.
Yes, they're $10.
And people can get as many as they want. How long does it take you to pick up, to pack up a container or a day's worth of cells?
That starts the day before, sourcing, cutting, cleaning.
And are you always on this little scooter? I mean, that's your kind of like your signature.
Yes,
isn't it?
I got tired of walking everywhere. I couldn't be everywhere, so I tried to cut the walk time down. So that's when the scooter came into place.
So tell me the different parts of town that people might be able to find you in by chance.
If you can find me in Chamblee area, we will be at the Volkswagen. Jim Ellis. If you can find me in Stone Mountain at Stonecrest Mall, that strip there. You can find me in McDonough at Toyota Jim Ellis. Or you can find me on Thornton Road as well. So I kind of move around along the city.
And also, too, you're right here downtown next to Centennial Park in front of the Omni. You got some people at the Omni that like to challenge some stuff?
They do. A lot of the valet drivers here, there, they'll get to me.
Yeah, we've been out here, and the people have been coming by. They recognize you.
Yes, they do.
And people have been buying stuff, too.
Yes.
And so, I mean, how hard has it been to be, an entrepreneur doing this? I mean, I know it's a lot of work, but also, too, it's got to be fulfilling.
Yes, it's fulfilling. Just some days you have your days where the self-motivation could be a little low. You don't want to do nothing. You just want to relax and chill. And you got those days it's crunch. Hey, we got orders to fill. We got people looking for me. So I don't have that time to just be lazy. I got to get up and go.
So it's Tropical Chick _fruit.
Yeah.
And your number is 407-955-7301.
Yes.
And you can call or text and just put in the order, and you'll meet them at 1190, right?
Yes. 1190 Memorial Drive. Or if you catch me out and about, get you one while you can. Do not wait till the next time you see me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nina Smith. Tropical Chick Fruits. Tom, I'll get back to you.
On a day like this, as you said, Eli, that's perfect. Just what the doctor ordered. That is some entrepreneurship right there, and we hope she has a lot of. Look at her go. All right, probably a couple customers right there.
Oh yeah.
Eli Jordan live for us in downtown. Eli, thanks. Right outside CNN Center. Thank you for joining us here for the 3 p.m. streaming hour. I'm Tom Haynes. Don't go anywhere. The news continues right here, right now.